senior ministers announcing their intention to retire from politics at the next election. Deputy Premier Susan Close and Treasurer Stephen Mulligan have stepped down after holding frontbench portfolios for more than a decade. The Premier has described them both as close friends and says he tried and failed to get them to reconsider. Ms Close says it's time for her to focus on other things.
Life is really short. I have been watching my mother disappear into dementia over the last 4 years, and it was for me an alarm bell reminding me that life is finite and it's precious, and it is way shorter than you think when you're young.
While Mr Mulligan says he wants to spend more time with his young family.
I didn't feel I had another 4 years of committing this much time and effort to these roles, to the exclusion of the time that I can show at home as a husband and as a father.
Their replacements in Cabinet will be named tomorrow. The opposition won't support the Labor government's emissions reduction target, arguing it lacks credibility. The Albanese government's hoping to reduce emissions between 62% and 70% by 2035. Billions of dollars will be poured into renewable projects to help achieve the maximum end of the target. But Liberal leader Susan Lee says the government can't be trusted to deliver.
We will interrogate and test this announcement for cost and credibility. It fails on both counts. It can't be believed because the government assumes that the 2030 target is in fact met, when clearly it will not be.
And the most serious criminal charges against former radio broadcaster Alan Jones have been withdrawn or replaced. The former host is still facing 27 charges relating to 9 complainants after an investigation into alleged indecent assaults and sexual touching. He's pleaded not guilty and will now face a local court hearing rather than a trial. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
After 273 games, Crows veteran Brody Smith has called time on his playing career. After taking some time to be a dad, he says he'd like to return to the club in a new role.
I'll take some time and look at my options. Potentially if I come back here in a few years, that would be great to coach the boys and get back amongst the boys, but I'll have to take some time, and coaching is certainly a passion of mine, and we'll see where that goes.
While Taylor Walker's also weighing up his playing future. Collingwood coach Craig McRae says it was a hard conversation for Bobby Hill to hear he won't be selected to play in Saturday night's prelim final, overlooked for a number of reasons after sitting out to deal with personal issues.
There's a selection integrity part of, always when we go to match committee, it's about, what's the integrity of, form and other parts of it. And then there's the high performance nature of it. How much work have you done? And then there's the tactical part where, what does the team need right now and, in certain roles.
Brody Mychek will play, but the Pies are yet to make a call on whether Jeremy Howe will return from injury. And former Collingwood and North Melbourne speedster Jaden Stevenson's attempting to reignite his AFL career less than 12 months after walking away. He started approaching clubs directly. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon, got a smash at Blakeview to look out for the drive home. Main North Road near Yulee Road, got the lakes in both directions through there. Urge Electric Works at Seaton, Trimmer Parade near Tapley's Hill Road. We're slow going South Road, Edwardstown. Quite busy Tapley's Hill Road, Glenelg North, about normal for this time. And a camera Andrews Road at Andrews Farm. Auto Pros Super Saturday is back with exclusive deals for 1 day only. Participating stores only. Don't miss out. Head into your nearest Auto Pro store this Saturday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Sunny today, showers increasing tomorrow, 19. Showers continuing on Saturday, 15, and 17 for Sunday. At the moment, 25. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, 2 of the state's senior ministers call it quits just months from an election. A Port Lincoln man faces court over a cold case murder 23 years on. US broadcaster Jimmy Kimmel pulled off the air indefinitely. The common vitamin that can help ward off skin cancer. And a Crows veteran hangs up the boots. 9 News. Your news. 9 at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie, I am flabbergasted, and Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
Yes, good afternoon. 8 minutes after 4 on a very sunny Thursday. Massive show on the way tonight. We are jam-packed to the top and in the lead into preliminary final weekend. I'd say the best weekend of footy for the year. We have Aussie Pride in Tokyo and goodbyes in order as well. All that and more. G'day to Nettie and Campo.
Thank you, Tuggers, and welcome, Nettie, back again. We on air again. We got the tick of approval again for another.
Who is ticking this off, honestly?
Come on, mate. You're doing a good job.
No, we're going along okay. Big show.
It is, and we'll start with Brody Smith's announcement. 15 years, 273 games, been an unbelievable player at the footy club. I was lucky enough to walk in with him, Ned, at the same time. I think we mentioned that yesterday. Got drafted at the end of 2010 and came in, and what a wonderful career. Best and fairest player, All-Australian, and one of those players that you could really rely on as a coach. You know, you knew what you were going to get, magnet up on the board, and you knew what you were going to get. And this is what he had to say when he told the group today.
I was a mess this morning, trying to get myself together, and but I actually surprised myself. I did well, so I had to make a few phone calls this morning to let some people know before I came here, so I think I sort of got that emotion out a little bit. But, I got through the first bit, and then once I started thanking the boys for everything they've done for me, it started to choke up a little bit. But, I kept the waterworks in, which was good.
Bloody tough time for players. I've seen a fair few of them either as a player or as a coach, and it is, you don't really realise that. And even as a player and a coach, more so as a player, you reflect and you sit there and go, geez, I might have to do that at some stage. Even early in your career, you don't think it ever comes around, but it does come around. But he also had a bit of a take on what he thinks about this group.
Have seen some similarities with this group to what we had back in 2017, and I made mention to the boys this morning that there's definitely something special in this group, and hopefully they can embrace that and go a couple steps better next year.
Thoughts on that?
Oh, it's great, isn't it? You spoke about it being reflective. What a great moment, because we're talking about other players that get delisted and you know, you walk out the facility and have cameras shoved in your face, and it's a difficult moment, and no doubt your mum will call and how are you, hun? You're right. But it's what a moment of pride to be able to have that opportunity. Not many players, as you say, get to stand up for 2, 5, 10 minutes and thank everyone and reflect on their career. So I'm sure it would have been a difficult moment emotionally, but a really powerful one too.
Well, and you grow up in footy clubs. We've got to remember that, you know, we draft these young men at 18. Some of them move into state. Brody was lucky. He was a homegrown boy, so he had wonderful support with Gordo and Trace and his sister. So he had wonderful support. But, 15 years is a long time. Like, you do a lot of maturing, a lot of growing up, and now he's married and a father, so it's great to see him.
Looking forward to anyone's Brody Smith memories tonight, Sammy. One for me that sticks out. I think it was 2021. The Crows played Geelong in that first game.
Yep.
It was a hot day. The Crows weren't given a chance, and Brody Smith covered an outlet. So when we say cover outlets, his forward was streaming out on the lead, and his leg speed, he caught up and he put this fist in. It was about 5 minutes into the game. It set the tone for the whole season and the whole game. We went on to win, and I just remember that moment. He set the tone for that game. It was just fantastic.
Well, I had a quick one when he knocked himself out. That was
taking a screamer.
Knocked himself out.
I was right under him with that.
Really?
I was right under him when that happened against GWS.
He pinched his free kick.
It's good to get the disposal. I wasn't too worried about him.
Well, it's AFL prelim final weekend, and as Tug has said, it's the best weekend in footy, no question. There's a lot riding on it. Craig McRae had his say on Bobby Hill about he's not going to play in the prelim, but he's going to leave the door open for him for the grand final.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I don't want to, take away hope for the young lad, and he's progressing towards that. Like I mentioned that to him, just please, keep training well, keep turning up, keep being here, being present, and keep getting better every day, as we always say. There may be a world where that could be true.
I love that. Like, what a message. Like, if that's your coach, even if you're not involved with Bobby Hill, you're sitting there going, balanced, team first, leaves the door open, come in to the environment where clearly he's having some off-field issues. Come in, be yourself, get better every day, and you never know what can happen. Who knows what, there might be an injury in a prelim. We see it every year, don't we? An injury or a report or something like that. Just be ready is essentially what he's saying. So I think that's well-handed.
Yeah, agree. Is it a carrot or is it genuine though?
I think it's genuine. I think he's already delivered grand final day. You know, it's a bit around like Josh Richelli. Those X-Factor players are important. Cyril Rioli, Bobby Hill, you know, you can go on. Like even last year, Kyle Lohmann in the grand final. These it's your best players play well, but sometimes these guys are just bob up and kick 3 or 4. They're the difference makers in some of these finals. So I definitely think it's a genuine door open, depending on how much he can get done.
Grand final day, it seems to be those small and medium-sized forwards so often that do the damage. Remember Kyle Lohmann, I remember Bobby Hill the year before. So often smalls get a hold of a grand final day. Wouldn't it be a story if he did come back and play well?
Well, don't be surprised if he doesn't get picked there. Yeah. And the other one around AFL finals, we've got Chris Scott. Someone's finally come out and had a conversation about the Bailey Smith altercation.
There's been a sort of build-up of things that have led Bailey to believe that he should be less trusting than I think he should be. You sort of see his side of the story a little bit. I don't think it's sort of the time to explain how it got to that point with him. But be clear, we protect our people and we protect who we think we want to be. That doesn't extend to any sort of defence for not handling yourself in that moment of frustration as you would like to.
Thoughts?
Well, you love Chris Scott. I'm going to be interested to see and hear what you think about that response. To me, that is such a Chris Scott cryptic Geelong way of answering that question.
That's why I like him.
Yeah, I know.
It's saying something without saying something.
I didn't mind it, but I'm not sure. Is he cross at Bailey? Is he supporting Bailey? I think it's a little bit of both, isn't it?
Oh, I think it's both. I think behind closed doors, you can say that you know, we understand that what he did, you know, and why perhaps came to that conclusion, but they also know some factual stuff that we're not privy to that perhaps puts him in that category. So I don't think they would have been happy with how he handled it, and clearly that's what Scotty said. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think they handle things really well. Geelong down there, very mature. They understand what they need to do, and he says what he needs to say without saying something.
They seem to be very level-headed. I think Bailey, to be fair, would reflect on that and want his time again, clearly. I mean, if it was on the streets of Geelong and you were walking down Packington Street getting a coffee, sure, have a bit of a grunt. But if you're at an AFL training day, I mean, it's unfair
it's open
to
session for media.
Of course. I mean, you probably don't have too much ground to stand on there, I think, Sammy.
Well, and other than footy, there's another big spectacle going on at the moment. We've got the World Athletics Championships on, and we're all glued to the screen. Last night, we went home. We'll talk to Tamsyn Manou later about it. She's on SBS doing the special commentary, but the great or the almost great, or we hopefully the great Gout on his 200-metre heat. He'll run tonight in the semi-final, and he's got some real talent in that semi-final to get through. So this is what he said after his heat.
Well, this is the call from Bruce McAvaney.
Gout's got to be strong here. He's a long way back. Lavelle in front. He's winding up the first 3 to go through. Sharamba's there, and he goes through. He was shaky early. He would have been rattled for a moment, but he held it together. It's 1984, and then Sharamba, the finalist at the Olympics last year, and Gout's going to run about 2020, 2023. Job done. He is going to learn so much from all of that.
Well, he's 17.
Incredible.
You sit there, and because they're on the world stage, you automatically assume that they're mature and they've been around a while. 17 years of age.
He's got his year 12 exams to do when he gets back.
Extraordinary. He'd be the coolest kid at school.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon he is. Especially with Noah Lyles as his teammate.
I think this is a massive moment for athletics in Australia at the moment. We've got really, really good young athletes, and I think it's been well played too with the broadcast coverage. I've been really enjoying listening to Bruce. Matt Hill's been there. Of course, Tamsyn Manou, who we're going to hear from. The coverage has been perfect, I think, and it's engaged everyone.
Well, talking about young athletes, we've got Tori Lewis, who's on the semi-final tonight. She ran a PB last night. She probably needs to do it again.
My expectation is just to run better than I did tonight. I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to make the final. You know, if I make it, I make it. But if I run a PB, I'll be very happy.
So for Tori Lewis and for Gout, if they both qualify for the final tonight, which would be extraordinary, they're making big history. First Aussie since Patrick Johnson in 2005 if Gout gets through, which would be amazing for the world champs. And then for Tori Lewis, first woman to get to the final since Lauren Hewitt in 1999. So we aren't generally in Australia blessed with great sprinters or anything like that, but we've got some absolute guns out there right now.
No, it's exciting. I mean, we always look at, to the Olympics, we see the pool. we dominate in the pool, don't we? So now it's great that we've got a couple that we can follow to the LA Olympics. I think. So the topic today, Ned, we're going to open up the lines.
Good.
On the back of this, what's a sporting event that's not your normal viewing, that you sit down and you know what's on and those sort of things, but you surprisingly sat down and you watched it for the first time and then you glued for the rest of the series. And so the example that we were talking about off air, for me, it was the Matildas in the World Cup.
Yep.
Never really followed a lot of the soccer, around that sort of thing, whether it be EPL, but it just encapsulated me with the girls with the Matildas about the expectation. It was obviously played in Australia, their ride through, the personnel that they had and the personalities that they had as well. That was one that did for me across there. You've got one?
Yeah, nice call. I'm going to be really cheeky and have two. The first one is the State of Origin. I'm not a massive NRL man, but when the State of Origin is on, I am captivated by the sport and the energy of that code. The second one, I'm a horse racing man. I love horse racing, but I just think it's hilarious that 80% or 70% of the general public isn't even into horse racing at all, but we all have the day off work. We stop, no one does anything, and we all watch the Melbourne Cup.
And we're all experts.
Oh, yeah, we're all experts on it. Everyone's got a tip, and they heard from this mate who's the cousin of the trainer, this one's going to win. That race, by name and nature, definitely does stop the nation.
Love it. So give us a call now, 8223 0000. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that topic.
Absolutely. Again, remember, every caller that gets to wear on the standby list for the grand final package, that's flights, accommodation, and 2 tickets for you and a friend. So get involved. We're only doing this till tomorrow, so this is your last couple of days to get in the running. 8223 0000. Riley O'Brien is going to join us in the studio tonight at 5. You won't want to miss that as he starts to wrap up the season for Adelaide Crows fans. 3-time Hawks premiership star in Josh Gibson to speak with us. We'll get all the athletics news with Tamsyn Manou very soon. Mark Winterbottom, Tahlia McGrath and Eloise Jones from the Crows. It's all coming up. It's 19 after 4 with Nettie and Campo.
The NDIS does more than support individuals with disabilities. It paves the way for extraordinary people to thrive. FIVEAA puts the spotlight on great NDIS organisations like Astara. They've been with us since 1963, long before the NDIS was even conceived. Whether you want to stay in your own home, find a new place to live, get back on the road or connect with others, Astara is here for you. Because at Astara, you matter. Keep listening for more great NDIS companies changing lives across SA on Adelaide's 5AA.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the Lynn Andrews team have made it easy for landlords to manage residential and commercial property. From single homes to multiple commercial holdings, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge. How to do it safely and properly, matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Right now at Formula Honda, drive away in the CR-V Hybrid 24 build from $56,900 or the Honda ZR-V Hybrid 24 build from $51,900. That's a price reduction of $3,000. Plus, get 8 years unlimited kilometre warranty and roadside assist across the entire SUV range. But you'd better hurry. These offers are only available until September 30. T's and C's apply. Test drive at Formula Honda today. Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury.
Nobody knows paint like Crowies, and Rowie always tells me he should know because he's a painter. How many times have we heard that? He's not a painter now, he's on a luxury cruise. And here's the thing you're going to love about your Crowies store. They have all the answers. It doesn't matter what you're painting or staining, they are there to help. They like if you ask questions too. That's what I love. Just so they provide you with the best solution to get it done. It doesn't matter if you're painting a chair, a door, a wall, a house, a shed, or a skyscraper. Call into your local Crowie store and they'll help you out. If it's timber, metal, tiles or steel, render, wallpaper, coatings for boats, trucks and tractors, whatever you're painting, Crowies can help. You'll love the prices too. And remember, Crowies only sell premium quality paint. So visit Crowies paint.com.au for a store near you.
Don't miss the Cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale. On now.
Cheapest Chips.
Members get $25 off when spending $75 on anything, excluding Black Dot clearance. Sign up and start saving. Offer ends this Sunday. Live cheaper at the Chippy Rewards Super Sale at Cheapest Chips.
When helping people becomes a business, people can become mere numbers. But at ADL Support Services, we truly care about personal supports for you. I'm Lisa River, and our family-run business is filled with like-minded and dedicated individuals passionate about finding the joy in the ordinary and the yes in the can't. If you or someone you love has a current NDIS plan or is living with a disability, talk to us. Visit adlsupportservices.com.au.
Tired of sleeping on your old bed? Harvey Norman mattress floor stock clearance is on now. Discontinued and ex-display stock is priced to clear. Hot deals on big Australian-made brands, including Sealy Posturepedic, King Coil by AH Beard, and Sleepmaker. Plus bonus standard local delivery on selected in-store mattress purchases over $9.99. Upgrade to quality Australian-made with this huge offer. Floor stock mattresses priced to clear, plus bonus standard local delivery. Be quick, must end Sunday at Harvey Norman. Conditions and exclusions apply. Bonus delivery on in-store purchases only.
Scott Camporeale and Ned McHenry.
The 5AA Sports Show.
I mean, this is the biggest stage in the world for athletics. This is the World Championships against the best of the best. So, obviously, it's a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm just going to get out there and keep running.
That's Gout. It's 23 after 4. What's that sporting event that's just had you surprisingly glued to that you don't tend to generally go out of your way to watch? 8223 0000. At the moment, for a lot of people, it's the Aussie athletes at the World Championships. Every caller that gets to air is on the standby list to win grand final tickets, accommodation and flights. So get involved in the show, 8223 0000. We'll take your call straight after we check roads. All thanks to Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted, with custom design, fixed pricing and a total peace of mind, because trust is a must.
Delays clearing with a crash at Blakeview, Main North Road near Yulee Road. Sluggish at the moment at Nova Gardens, those ongoing works on Anzac Highway to Morford Road. Also, those tram works making it pretty slow today. Flinders Park getting busy for works, Howell-Brooks Road near Grange Road at the intersection there. Speeds at 40. And got a camera this afternoon, President Avenue, Andrews Farm. Help IGA support the McGrath Foundation by purchasing specially marked products to fund cancer care nurses so that no one goes through cancer without care. T's and C's apply. End September 30. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Let's go out to Greenwith. And Mike, what have you got there, mate?
Scott and Ned, how you going, boys?
G'day, Mike.
Hey, I wasn't going to talk about this, but the one that gets me is the Bathurst 1000. The memories from being a kid, watching it with Grandad and Dad. That's the not necessarily a petrol head, but that's the one that gets me.
Yeah, nice call.
Good call.
Definitely.
And that's not why I rang, boys. The Bathurst 1000, you got me thinking about motorsport now. But hey, the reason I rang, the Adelaide Footy League, and Ned, you're big on this, and you would have met a lot of them this year. And I've done this before, Scott. You know I'm big on the umpires, but pumping up the umpires and congratulating every single one that's going to be out there this weekend, field, boundary and goal, and recognising the work that Colin Rouston, the Adelaide Footy League umpiring manager, has done to not only manage them well, but fill every game this season. So to all of you, I know a lot of you, well done. And Scott and Ned, I'm sure you two and the listeners would get behind me with that. Congratulations as well.
Yeah, nice call, Mike. I obviously spent some time at the Adelaide Footy League too. I think they do a fantastic job, and there's a great variation in age. You know, you've got guys and girls that are right up to kind of 60, 70 years old, and I say that with a chuckle. They are very good at what they do, right down to 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds who are throwing the ball in, and they all do an excellent job. So nice call, Mike.
My boys actually did it as on the Sunday. They, in their year 11, not year 12, they didn't do it because they had a bit on, but year 11, they did it, went out on the Sunday, bit of extra pocket money. You know, it was a bit of a recovery session for them. They played on Saturday, have a run around. Yeah. They did it together, and they thoroughly enjoyed it. And the feedback from the parents is because they played, you know, they were really good with the kids. They could do it. It's a great part-time job for a lot of kids out there that are looking to do something on the weekends, you know, instead of, you know, whether it be McDonald's or KFC. It's more active. You get out there. It's a couple of hours. You get a pretty good return on investment for the time that you get there. And the local games on Sunday don't go ahead without those kids or those older people that get out there and do it.
The best thing, Campo, the umpires have to stay after, so they have a soda or they have a beer or something after the game. So you actually get an opportunity to apologise to them for berating them and bullying them for 2 hours. So it's great because every time I go, mate, I'm so sorry about that. I'll buy you a beer. If only in the AFL you could do that, I'm sure.
Sounds like a habit you've created for yourself this year, Ned.
No wonder you got relegated.
Hey.
Too far.
Low blow. 27 after 4. Josh Gibson's going to join us next.
The proposal to have speed limits for arterial roads
roads into the city made slower.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Whatever the speed is, can we just make it one speed? Oh, my goodness, yes.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Can anyone explain to me why the continuation of Pulteney Street to Greenhill Road is 60 and the continuation of King William Street to Greenhill Road is 50?
5AA breakfast.
Well, what's the difference? No consistency.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
It's spring. Time to freshen up more than just your house. At Wayville Hyundai, spring in for a spring service and get 10% off when you book online. Enjoy faster bookings, a full service, free wash and vacuum, plus the benefit of flexible payments with Afterpay available. It's the easiest spring clean and service you'll ever do. Book your service at wayvillehyundai.com.au/service to receive 10% off. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai.
What makes Ray White the big name in business broking? They're people, like multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year, Brett Buckley, and his team of business professionals. They take a deep dive into your business, finding value and potential, and they know what they're looking for because they know businesses. They're not real estate salespeople trying to sell businesses, they're business people selling businesses. If you want to know what your business is worth, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Multiple Business Broker of the Year awards.
It's Barnacle Bill for seafood and much, much more. At Barnacle Bill, tackling lunch and tea is a breeze with big, tasty feeds you've got to see to believe.
From delicious prawns, fish, calamari, scallops, spring rolls, chips and salads, burgers, schnitzels, plus vegan and veggie options. Gee, it sounds like I just described Stephen Rowe's week. To Barnacle Bill's famous tartare sauce and sweet treats like jelly, gelato, mousse and pineapple fritters.
Yeah, so if you're hankering for a feast this final series, what better way to enjoy than reeling in your crew for some fresh fish from the sea?
It's an SA-owned franchise serving South Australians quality seafood for over 50 years. It's got to be Barnacle Bill.
Kia's most awarded SUV just got better. The Kia Sorrento. Visit kia.com.au to find out more about the 7-seat Kia Sorrento.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Get ready, Adelaide. The Rivoli Food Festival is back. Join us from midday on Saturday, 20th September at Milner Place in Rivoli. Just 25 minutes drive from the CBD. Watch live cooking demos with 2025 MasterChef winner Laura Sharrod. Enjoy mouth-watering food stalls, live entertainment and hands-on cooking classes for kids. Entry is free with fun for the whole family. Don't miss the Rivoli Food Festival where your taste buds come alive. Visit rivoli.com.au/food for more information.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brattig. Police have unearthed a full skeleton and personal items belonging to Susan Goodwin in a Port Lincoln backyard as a man faced court charged with her murder. Deputy Premier Susan Close and Treasurer Stephen Mulligan have stepped down from Cabinet and will quit politics at the next election. ABC has pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely after comments the talk show host made about the death of Charlie Kirk. And veteran Collingwood defender Jeremy Howe has completed training, but the Pies are yet to make a call on whether he'll return from injury. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
Crash getting cleaned up at the moment at Blakeview, Main North Road near Yulee Road. Bedford Park, slow for work. Sturt Road near Bradley Grove. Busy at Flinders Park. That's for the intersection upgrade works. They're always slow about this time. Holbrooks Road near Grange Road. Speeds at 40. And got cameras Tom Road at Elizabeth Park. And Waterloo Corner Road at Salisbury North. Check out Foodland's late week specials. Aussie blueberries, 125 grams, $3.95 each. And Aussie asparagus, $1.95 a bunch. Ends tomorrow at Foodland. Great food lives here. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Clear tonight and showers tomorrow, a high of 19. At the moment, 25. More news at 5 o'clock on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Scott Camporeale and Ned McHenry.
The 5AA Sports Show.
We've played some good footy without really hitting our straps. Probably last week we were closer to our best. We're in a confident position. I imagine Geelong is sitting down the highway feeling pretty good about where they're at, and either team can win, and we give ourselves every chance by being here, and we're pretty confident we play our best footy. We can have a good result.
28-5 Sam Mitchell. It's prelim week, Thursday selection night. Sam Mitchell, Hawks and Cats, sold out MCG, Friday night footy. Gee, it's getting exciting.
Oh, massive game. But our next guest, it's an interesting one, Ned, because they've come up with an idea where cultural currency around, I guess, how you measure where you fit in things around, your heartbreak, your emotional conduct for your footy club. And they've come up with a formula and some accessories. And it's through Mitchell and Ness. And our next guest, Josh Gibson, is part of it. Welcome, Josh.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Run us through the actual process or the index formula to give us a bit of a background on it.
Mate, it's called it's the Emotional Baggage Index. And I guess, every club's got a lot of history over 128 years. There's been droughts, heartbreaks, unexpected victories, grand final defeats. And I guess we take into all of that data and you get to create a ladder on just how much emotional baggage fans have to carry in supporting their clubs.
Yeah, and they've come up, Mitchell and Ness is the company that's doing it, and they've created 18 custom bags that represent your emotional baggage, right? So you're at Adelaide, so we'll get to them in a minute. But my old team, Carlton, Josh, is number 3, which I'm not too happy about. And they've got a bit of a definition as to what they've done. And Carlton's is a large brown leather briefcase with blue leather exterior wrap. Why have they gone the briefcase for the Blues?
Look, the Blues, it's funny when you see the ladder. I didn't think they were going to be number 3, but, the data doesn't lie. I thought being an Essendon fan was a little more heartbreaking, but they're actually at 4. But
we haven't won one for 30 years, Josh.
I know, but I just feel like you haven't been as bad as Essendon at times. But, you can't lie with data, and that's why I didn't create the index. But the only positive I can say for you guys is your bag doesn't actually look that bad. So yes, you've got a lot of skeletons in there, but at least you're going to look good walking around carrying it.
Josh, the Adelaide Crows, they're just a breeze to follow. I'm sure their bag looks good.
Their bag was your sports bag size. It would have been great for going to the gym footy training. Be interested to see your bag next year after going out in straight bed. Definitely could go up a few sizes, but hey.
You speak about straight sets. I mean, you had such an amazing kind of finals resume. You played under Sam Mitchell. I reckon he's someone who's got the footy world in a bit of intrigue at the moment. Give us some insight into Sam Mitchell. What is he like?
Hey, look, he's got one of the smartest footy minds, definitely that I played with. He's always been that way playing. That's all he always used to love when Mitch did the wrong thing and he tried to talk his way out of it. He could never lie because he knew how smart his footy brain was. But just like you chose not to work hard there on that vision, Mitch. But he's got a fantastic footy mind, and I think definitely going over to West Coast and coaching there and coming back, and he's found this level of connection, especially with the younger guys, and it's been very fascinating to watch, because the group of players that he's coaching, it's a very different era to when we played and what's acceptable and social media and all this. But Mitch has found this way to embrace all of that side of it, but then in turn has these guys just absolutely willing to go to the well for him when it comes to performance on the weekend. And as I said, because he's got such a smart mind, he comes up with some brilliant game plans and the boys are all in.
Well, he's copping a bit of the wrath, Josh, I think unfairly, around player movement and trying to get, better players on his list. Clarko did it with you. You came from North Melbourne and came across in a pretty successful era.
Yeah, look, I think, it's part of the game. The more the game's evolved and you look at overseas sports, free agency and player movement's huge. And I guess the AFL has changed a lot in that space. I know when I moved, it was still a little bit frowned upon, but, Hawthorn's been, I guess, a masterclass of that. The year I came across, we got Sean Burgoyne as well.
Yep.
The year after, we got David Hale. There was Brian Lake, Jack Gunston, Big Boy McAvoy. So there's been plenty of them. And, I watched Mitch's press conference when they asked him about it the other day, and I thought his answer was spot on. He's employed by this footy club to try and bring premiership success and get as many wins as he can for the club. And And I don't see a problem with a coach going out there and trying to get the best players he can to his footy club.
No, I don't disagree, Josh. I mean, if your club's not doing that, you're not doing your club any service, because you want to keep improving each year. And he did that last year with Barras and Battle, to be fair, because I think they've been great additions. Now, the Geelong-Hawthorn rivalry, you would have been right amongst that?
Yes, I was. My first year was 2010, so I just arrived after the Kennett curse had started, and I think it was 12 in a row we lost, and it wasn't until that prelim in 2013 that we managed to bust it. So fantastic games of football. We were never on the right side of them at the start, but they were great games to play in. I guess we hated Geelong, but you just loved the way they went about it and respected them, and I'm hoping that tomorrow night is going to be no different.
Josh, former greats, they cut their teeth on all kinds of things post-career. Some go and have a crack at media, others are in business or doing stuff. Talk to me about cutting. Are you riding horses?
I just thought, what's the one sport I can go into where you can blow as much money as you can as fast as you can? And horses seem to do that, whether it's through gambling or racehorse. No, look, I try ride cutting horses, and camp drafting is the sport I really do. And it's a good thing to get into. I rode horses as a kid, and I think everyone's been watching Yellowstone, and I just go out there and pretend to be a cowboy out of that. So it's a good hobby to keep the competitive juices flowing, and something I really enjoy.
Good on you, mate. That's brilliant.
Well, I love Yellowstone. That's a great series. You watched it?
Yes, seen Yellowstone.
Outstanding. Well, thanks, Josh. Really appreciate your time, mate. Good luck. I'm sure you'll be backing in the Hawks this weekend. And if anyone who's interested, you can view the Emotional Baggage Index and shop at the official Heritage AFL merchandise at www.mitchellandness.com.au if you want to have a crack at those. So thanks very much, Josh. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys. Look forward to that Hawthorn bag, just shrink a couple more sizes. Can't wait.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Josh Gibson there, former premiership star 3 times at the Hawks. He'll be a little nervous here tomorrow night. Big rivalry continuing with the Cats. 8223 0000 is our number. If you want to get involved in the show, of course, every caller that goes to air is in the running for that grand final package. Brian's at Aldenalunga.
Hello, Brian.
How you going, Ned?
Good.
And Scott?
Good, mate. What do you got?
I think the Crows have to throw the kitchen sink at Christian Pataka.
Why is that?
We got Sid Draper, and he plays a lot like Sid, and I reckon Sid would learn a lot from him.
Yeah. What are you going to give up for him?
I don't know. I'd probably, I don't know, one of the midfielders, I reckon. No, we can't get rid of Dawson, but no, we'll just try and get it.
Brian. I know, Brian, I've got to stop you right there. I like the call at the start. Trading the captain for a 30-year-old midfielder.
No, we're not doing that.
No, okay, good. All right.
Good call, Brian. Thank you. No, well, we're all on the same.
A moderately good call. I mean, it was started strongly.
Well, and this is the challenge, and that's why I asked Brian the question, because it's easy to throw something out and say, yeah, let's get him here, but you've got to give up 1, cap space, and 2, draft capital or players. So that's the only way you can get him.
Well, there's other players at Adelaide after as well. Archie's another from Brisbane. Yep. Just have a quick listen to Cal Toomey, who's finger on the pulse.
This has got last day written all over it. He's keen to get to Adelaide. I expected we'll see a trade request as soon as Brisbane season finishes. And now I think if you're Brisbane, you're almost budgeting on him moving, given they've got Draper, Allen, and maybe Jordan Ridley coming on board.
I think that's a good get. I think he's a quality player.
What would you pay for him?
Well, yeah.
Especially if he's keen.
Yeah. Well, and I guess it really depends. So Brisbane and Gold Coast are interesting ones because they need draft points. So they'll have a couple of other more academy kids this year. So they'll be looking more perhaps around what draft picks they can bundle up together to get some points because they got Dan Annable this year, like he'd star. Going to be an absolute star, and there's probably another couple other ones that slip my mind at the moment. But they'll be looking for more draft capital, I would say.
Adelaide have lots of that,
which
at the back end of the draft.
Yeah, between 40 and 50.
Well, and you get 2 years now as well, future picks, so you can start shuffling those as well.
Why do you think they've identified, sorry guys, Calamachi? Why have list management decided he's the one to go after?
Well, I think he's that hybrid forward, that can mark overhead. I think Neil Bullen and Keezy are runners, but you've got Archie who can actually catch it and mark it.
More of an aerial threat.
Yeah, and I think, and I think he's tough. He's tough as well. And I think, potentially he may get a look through the midfield. You could possibly get him up through there. So, and I think maybe with the list that they've got, he's one that might get squeezed.
Yeah.
In terms of, other players coming in and perhaps what they've got development-wise coming through.
Almost the peddler role. It's contingency for if the three talls isn't going to go ahead next year.
Yep.
He's the hybrid one. Luke from Seacliff. G'day, Luke.
Hey guys, I want to talk about athletics, but on Archie, Tex has been brilliant, but you throw Archie into the Crows forward line this year, and that would have given it such a different look. He's much more dynamic as well. But the athletics, how do we build on this momentum at the moment? Because at work today, everyone was chatting about
Talking about it.
Oh, nice, Luke. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And do you guys know, we want to build on this momentum. How do we keep people in athletics? And someone like Gauk, what does he get paid? And what's pushing these young star athletes into athletics? Like, what government incentives do they get? Do you know?
We'll check it out. We'll have a bit of a deep dive into it. But I think a lot of it, they do get government funding and those sort of things, and they get the opportunity to go to the AIS and try and at the elite parts of Canberra where they can do it, but and they get all the facilities that they can use. But a lot of it is more sponsorship, coming through from that perspective.
So there's a story here that I've found that Gauk has signed recently a $6 million deal with Adidas. That was into
not
last
bad for
year.
17.
Here we
so
are.
not bad. And that'll run till the Brisbane Olympics.
How do you reckon he's going there, Luke? $6 million.
He's going not too bad.
In athletics, that's good.
Yeah, but he's a one-off though.
Exactly.
I think you're talking about broadly, Luke, aren't you? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, most definitely. All these young people watching it, how do we get lots of them involved?
Yeah. All right. Does anyone have any ideas? 8223 0000. I mean, we're in a digital world, aren't we? Digital content broadcasting. I'm massive on that. Can we create more kind of interest in our junior athletes? Get people invested in them earlier to watch them carry through their careers.
I was going to say, these world champs couldn't be better placed in terms of being the time zone with Tokyo. It's prime time in Australia, and we get this entire week where there's nothing on other than footy finals tomorrow and Saturday night.
I'll pose this question. Is it more around, is the challenge around the timing because we only see these events over every second year for the world champs and every 4 years the Olympics, so there's a big gap and you can lose. So a bit like the Matildas, have they lost a little bit of their momentum in terms of, what they've been able to do back when they played in the World Cup? It's sort of like until the next one perhaps comes around, then we sort of ignites our interest, where AFL and the NBA and the NFL, it's like week after week, isn't it? It's like bang, and then you can't get away from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a really good point. Yeah, your consistency of events and fixturing,
8223 0000. That's the number to call. You're in the running for our grand final package tonight if you get to air. 15 to 5. We'll talk more about that next. Tamsyn Manou, who was involved with all the commentary with SBS last night, alongside Bruce McAvaney at the World Champs to go through it all. It's time to check your traffic.
Afternoon at Blakeview, crash getting cleared up Main North Road near Yulee Road. Another collision at Prospect to look out for. Not too many delays through there. Regency Road near William Street. Slow for works at Flinders Park. Holbrooks Road near Grange Road. Speeds at 40. And busy South Road, Edwardstown. Cameras Tolmer Road, Elizabeth Park. And Waterloo Corner Road at Salisbury North. Get Piper Heidsieck Brut Champagne France. Just $56. And Sunday. Choose to drink wise. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only. T's and C's apply.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Now more than ever, you need an agent who's not just out for a quick sale. You need someone who can stand their ground to ensure you're maximising your home's potential. There's a good reason Toop and Toop is defying market trends and continuing to deliver premium outcomes for its clients. With a history spanning over 40 years and a team of unrivalled experience, Toop and Toop knows what it takes to maximise your results in any selling conditions. Visit toop.com.au to find out more.
Yeah, now what could be better than footy? Fire and a farm fresh flavour. The final series up the stakes with Thomas Farms. Check out their absolute ripper finals boxes packed with South Aussie beef, lamb, pork and chicken, ready to impress your crew.
Whether you're hosting the big one or turning up the goods, this is the box. Oh, God, here's this pun again. Ups the stakes. You can order from the website. Just go to thomasfarms.com.au or pick one up directly from any Thomas Farms butchers. You'll find them at Castle Plaza, Cavern, Norwood and West Lakes.
Yeah, Thomas Farms Ripper Finals footy boxes, premium Aussie meat, farm to fork, flavour made for finals footy.
Don't miss the Cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale. On now.
Cheapest Chips.
Members get $25 off when spending $75 on anything, excluding Black Dot clearance. Sign up and start saving. Offer ends this Sunday. Live cheaper at the Chippy Rewards Super Sale at Cheapest Chips.
When it comes to retirement, make your choice Living Choice Australia. Join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at Living Choice Flagstaff Hill for information, tours and a keynote speech from former media professional Marcus Pearce. Marcus will share powerful insights on longevity, purpose and thriving in retirement while giving a vibrant new outlook on retirement living. Whether you're planning or exploring retirement living, join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at 10:30am. RSVP at livingchoice.com.au.
Hi, Brody Smith here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Scott Camporeale and Ned McHenry.
The 5AA Sports Show.
At 11 minutes to 5, it is Samford Grand Final weekend as well. The Host Plus Samford Grand Final, Sunday at Adelaide Oval from 2:30. Nothing beats it. If you'd like a double pass to get along with you and a mate, it's a good opportunity to call in right now. 8223 0055. You can win that as our Aussies are trying to win and the world champs in Tokyo.
Gout's got to be strong here. He's a long way back. Lavelle in front. He's winding up the first three to go through. Sharamba's there, and he goes through. He was shaky early. He would have been rattled for a moment, but he held it together. It's 1984, and then Sharamba, the finalist at the Olympics last year, and Gout's going to run about 2023. Job done. He is going to learn so much from all of that.
Yes, Ned. Well, the World Athletic Championships are on and they're broadcast live and free across SBS Viceland and the World Athletic Championship hub via the SBS On Demand. And we've got one of the expert commentators, an Olympic athlete, Tamsyn Manou. Welcome, Tamsyn.
Thank you for having me on. It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
So we came home, Tamsyn, and we were really keen to see what how Gout and Tori Lewis went in the 200-metre heats.
They were fantastic, weren't they? They're two youngsters of Australian track and field, and they're excitement machines. I think it's important that we sit back and we do remember how young they are still. But Gout's only 17. He broke that Australian record when he was 16, and that record has been the longest record in the books. And he broke Peter Norman's Mexico City Olympic silver medal performance time. And he's created so much excitement, not just in Australia, but globally. And you could see from when he finished that race, the amount of press that wanted to have a piece of him and the word had come through that he needed to keep, moving to get his warm down done and to focus on the next round. And Tori Lewis, well, she's just been kicking goals after goals because that heat run in the 100 metres where she ran the national record showed how much of a step she's taken up. And it's been brilliant watching how she's competing against the world's best. And I think she's in with a really good shot at making the final tonight.
Yeah, well, just on Tori, she ran a PB and she's probably going to have to run a little bit better to make the final. Would that be fair?
Yeah, but if you watch the race, you could see she switched it on from the gun. She ran a beautiful bend. She came off the bend like a slingshot, which is what you want to do. She held her form, but she was so relaxed in that last 30 metres because she got herself into the qualifying position and she didn't have to force it. She didn't have to push. She just sort of switched it down while still turning her legs over quickly and looked brilliant. That's how you want to qualify.
Yeah.
Gout, he wasn't as fast out. He is only 17 years of age and he is running against strong men. They have done the work. They have learned how to explode out of blocks And he was down coming off the bend, and he'll probably be down again coming off the bend tonight. But his go is his last 80 metres. He just opens up that beautiful long leg stride that he's got, and he just gobbles them up. He's just unbelievable to watch, an excitement machine, and no matter what happens tonight, he's got a wonderful future ahead of him.
Absolutely. Take us through what the evolution of a sprinter is like. You mentioned Gout's age. I mean, he is so young. When does a sprinter hit their prime, do you think, and what can we expect to see? I know you mentioned it there, but, God, the upside's just huge, isn't it?
You know, there's no age that says this is the age you're the best sprinter. Everyone's quite different. It depends on the type of athlete that you are in terms of what age is your optimum. And then it also depends on your circumstances, because athletics doesn't pay the bills all the time. And then it's if you can be bothered or you're switched on enough to be able to keep going through sometimes those injuries that you're going to have and push through to get those really good times. I would say, though, if you're going to guess a number, I'd say late 20s would be where you're at your best as a sprinter, because you've had that ability to do the weights that you can do as you get a bit older. You get the strength in your legs, that muscle memory comes, and then you get the experience of running against the global superstars a bit more through championships.
Your comments around the financial realities around athletics. I mean, the coverage has been great. It's been fantastic to watch, and Australia's right behind these athletes. But unfortunately, compared to sports like AFL, these athletes are underpaid in a sense. How do you see that? What are athletes doing to make sure they can compete and get the most out of themselves?
You know, it's twofold, that one. I know it sort of sucks that the athletes don't get paid as much as some of the other sports, but then the chance to represent your country on a global stage is something that sports like AFL don't have. And I think by the time you retire, that's a respect that you'll carry with you for life. On the flip side, being in an individual sport, you still have your team around you, but you can choose your team. You can choose when you train. You can choose what country you go and train in. So there's a lot of freedom in your choices that you get to make as an individual sports person. And also the fact that most of our track and field team, they study, they work. So by the time that they retire, they've set their life up a little bit better than sometimes those team sports athletes have the ability to do.
Yeah. Well, just on that though, Tamsyn, Gout's training with Noah Lyles, so I reckon he's got a bit of a head start in terms of promoting himself worldwide and perhaps what not to do and perhaps what you can do as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Noah Lyles would be making a lot of money from track and field. So if you're a global superstar, you can make good money in track and field. But to be that global superstar isn't an easy thing to happen. I think the fact that Gout's been able to train with Noah alongside Noah, and Noah's been so giving of his time. He was interviewed after his race, Gout, and asked about whether, you know, he mixed with the athletes if they spoke to him. And he mentioned Noah. He said, Noah's the one who's taken me under his wing, and he's been really good to me, and he spoke to me on the warm-up track and going through the first round. So I think that shows Noah in a really good light too, which is good for the public to see that as well.
Well, and we're hoping that both of those, Tory and Gout, get into the final and perhaps get a medal, but be remiss not to talk about Jess Hull winning that bronze medal in the 1500.
Oh, how good was the call too, Tamsyn?
Oh, isn't Bruce just special when he does his calls?
Special.
He is
Very
so
good.
unbelievable. Like, I pinch myself that I get to sit next to him while he does what he does. It's unbelievable to watch. The passion that he truly has, the knowledge that's just stored in there to pull out whenever he needs it. He'd win the Olympic gold for calling for sure. It's a great experience to be able to sit next to him and watch him go about his business. But Jess Hull was fantastic. The way that she took it to the GOAT, Faith Kipyegon, and really tried to attack that gold medal. She fell short, but she certainly gave it her all, and she was exhausted after the race. And hopefully she's recovered, because she's on again tonight. She's running the 800-metre first round. We've got 3 Australians in that with Abby Caldwell and the youngster Claudia Hollingsworth. So that one's going to be exciting as well.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Tamsyn, for your time. We'll be watching live and free on SBS Viceland again, and also on the hub via the SBS On Demand. Tamsyn, thanks for your time.
No worries, thank you.
Tamsyn Manou, our guest.
How good is that? So an exciting couple of days still to come, and hopefully some more medals for our Aussies. It is 4 minutes to 5. Very shortly after the news, Riley O'Brien is in the studio with us. I reckon there's a few question marks around Adelaide for 2026. What are they going to do in the off-season? How do they wrap it up the final series? And also, how about that drop punt in the third quarter.
It feels like a grand final this weekend. The 2025 Host Plus Sample League Grand Final is this Sunday at Adelaide Oval. Catch all the action when Sturt do battle with Glenelg from 2:30 to see who will be crowned premiers for 2025. Don't miss this festival of footy with activities covering every inch of Adelaide Oval, from kids zones to bespoke bars, plus a free after party in the McHenry room. Tickets from Ticketek, kids entry is free. The Host Plus Sample League Grand Final. Nothing beats it.
At IGA, great value is easy to find. With 50% off Cold Power Liquid 2 litre or Powder 2 kilo varieties, just $12 each. IGA, you can't beat local. Offer in September 23. Participating stores only. Excludes IGA, local grocer and Foodland.
5AA puts the spotlight on great NDIS companies like Anglicare SA. I'm chatting with Louise to learn more about their Autism Specific Centre. Tell us a little bit about who it's for and what it's about.
Thanks, Leith. We provide exceptional early learning and care for autistic children at Anglicare SA's Daphne Street Autism Specific Centre. Our state-of-the-art facility in Prospect offers expert education and specialised therapies from speech pathology to occupational therapy. Our experience in allied health, education and early learning services helps us to ensure every child's unique needs are met.
So, Louise, what's the focus for the development of the children?
We focus on enhancing your child's social communication, emotional regulation and overall development, and it's all delivered in a long daycare setting.
Thank you, Louise. Louise from Anglicare SA's Daphne Street Autism Specific Centre. Great stuff. Keep listening for more NDIS companies like Anglicare SA, changing lives across South Australia. On 5AA, always Adelaide.
Harris Scarf Friends 20 to 50% off super sale is on now. That's 20 to 50% off full-priced bedding, kitchen, electrical and more. Don't miss out. Sale ends soon. Conditions apply. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
Thirsty Camel! Thirsty Camel here. Footy finals. What cute animals are playing this time? The terrifying swans, the big bad bunnies, or is it the bulldogs?
Hey, why have the Camels been left out of this? They're the cutest of the lot.
But you knew that. It's just the footy. Why make it so serious? Swing by your local Thirsty Camel bottle shop and pick up an unseriously good footy finals deal. Camel on down and grab a bargain. Thirsty Camel. Drink responsibly.
Even camels get thirsty.
Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip. From 1 to 9 yards across the Barossa, Clare and, of course, Gawler. You can get new and demo Ford Rangers in Clare, Mitsubishi Outlanders, Hyundai Hybrids and Mazda CX-5 in Nuriutpa, Jack Utes in Gawler, plus over 300 certified used vehicles in stock. Head to one of Steinborner's 9 locations or view the whole range at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
It's AFL finals time as the race for this year's flag intensifies. Catch all the action live on 5AA. Thanks to Barnacle Bill, serving South Australians quality seafood and much, much more for over 50 years.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Clear tonight and showers increasing tomorrow, a high of 19. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Kendall Brettig.
As finals footy gets tougher, nothing's built tougher than TJM 4x4, Nailsworth, Ranella and now Mount Gambier.
Major crime detectives have revealed they've located a full skeleton and personal belongings during a dig in a Port Lincoln backyard. The remains will now be transported to Adelaide for formal identification, but are believed to be Susan Goodwin, who disappeared in 2002. Detective Inspector Andrew McRae says a 64-year-old local man, Johnny Mislove, who used to live at the property, is accused of murdering her.
Today he appeared in the Port Lincoln Magistrates Court, where he was remanded in custody until the 15th of April 2026. We don't believe that anyone else is involved in this matter.
Susan's partner, sister and extended family have thanked everyone involved in the search and ongoing investigation for bringing them the answers they've been looking for. They say they'll lay her to rest once this is over so she can be at peace with her parents and siblings. The Albanese government says its new climate target strikes the right balance, but the opposition claims it lacks credibility. Michael Packey reports.
Labor has accepted a recommendation from the Climate Change Authority for an emissions reduction range of between 62 and 70% over the next decade. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says he plans to deliver at the high end of the target.
We've got the sweet spot. There will be criticism from some who say it's too high. There's some who will say that it's too low.
Opposition leader Susan Lee claims the government's target won't be met, even as the coalition is yet to announce an alternative policy.
It's important that what we do as an opposition is hold this government's feet to the fire.
The government will spend $8 billion on a range of measures to continue the transition to renewable energy.
A shock in state politics today with Deputy Premier Susan Close and Treasurer Stephen Mulligan resigning from Cabinet and announcing they will not contest the next election. Both ministers have held senior frontbench portfolios for more than a decade. Premier Peter Malinauskas says it's a blow, but politics is tough.
I get it, right? I understand their reasons and I respect it. And I appreciate it, and I thank them for everything they've done. And I'm not just saying that in my capacity. I think I can safely say it on behalf of everyone in the Cabinet and the caucus and the party more broadly.
His front bench will now be reshuffled with details announced tomorrow. There are signs the jobs market is beginning to struggle, with latest figures showing more than 5,000 people out of work. The Bureau of Statistics data shows the national unemployment rate has remained steady at 4.2% in August. Here in SA, the jobless rate's 4.9, up 0.6, the highest in the nation. A facial recognition trial used in 28 Kmart stores has been found to be in breach of the Privacy Act. Kmart's accused of collecting personal and sensitive information from tens of thousands of shoppers. Digital Rights Watch founder Lizzie O'Shea says there are gaps in the current laws.
If facial recognition technology is going to be used, there is an argument that it should have special laws that govern it or an explicit prohibition. And those gaps that currently exist in our privacy law mean that there's a lot of uncertainty still about the scope and use of this technology, and we could do with an update.
Kmart says it's disappointed with the Privacy Commissioner's determination and is reviewing its options to appeal. It remains committed to finding tools to reduce crime and improve safety for staff and customers. TV host Jimmy Kimmel has been pulled off the air indefinitely over a comment about Charlie Kirk's accused killer. Jonathan Kersley reports.
Jimmy Kimmel was dressed in a flannelette shirt and a baseball cap as he left the back of the El Capitan Theatre in Hollywood after parent company Disney's ABC declared his show was off the air indefinitely after these comments were made during his monologue on Monday night's show.
We had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
The Trump-backed communications watchdog was highly critical, calling the comments sick and threatening to cut the ABC from the air. America's Commander-in-Chief described the Kimmel suspension as great news for America, declaring the show cancelled.
Now I'm turning to 5AA Sport.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Crows veteran Brody Smith has officially hung up the boots today after 15 seasons and 273 games. He says he's not walking away from the sport forever, though.
I'll certainly take some time. Obviously got the little one now. Really enjoy family life and what that has to offer. I've done a lot of coaching over the journey and it's definitely something I'm passionate about, so I'll see where that goes.
There's still no word on what Taylor Walker will do next season. While in the AFLW, Chelsea Randall won't play for the Crows this weekend after presenting with delayed concussion symptoms. She suffered a knock in their round 5 win over Hawthorn. Coach Matthew Clark is looking forward to their away game against Gold Coast on Sunday.
Defensively, it'll be a good challenge for us this week. We really just want to keep building our game and try and improve all elements. And yeah, it'll be a good challenge for us.
Port Adelaide meet Geelong at home on Saturday. And basketball is back. The Tassie Jack Jumpers and Melbourne United will play in the NBL season opener tonight. The Sixers' first game Sunday week against the Bullets. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
At Blakeview, a crash, Main North Road near Yulee Road, another prang at Prospect, Regency Road near William Street, slow for works at Bedford Park, Sturt Road near Bradley Grove and getting busy South Road, Edwardstown. Slow going Brighton Road, Brighton 2 with a camera at Tolman Road, Elizabeth Park. Dive into the fun with Seafood and Sounds at Adelaide Central Market, September 19 and 20 with seafood specials, live music, cooking demos and more. AdelaideCentralMarket.com. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Clear tonight and showers increasing tomorrow with a high of 19. Showers on Saturday, 16 and continuing on Sunday, 18. At the moment, 25. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brent Bragless. Tonight, two of the state's senior ministers call it quits just months from an election. A Port Lincoln man faces court over a cold case murder 23 years on. US broadcaster Jimmy Kimmel pulled off the air indefinitely. The common vitamin that can help ward off skin cancer. And a Crows veteran hangs up the boots. 9 News. Your news. 9 at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Scott Camporeale and Ned McHenry.
The 5AA Sports Show.
7 after 5 Thursday night, still to come on the show. Mark Frosty Winterbottom, he's got a new book. He's going to join us at 5:30. Tahlia McGrath's live in India, here to the Women's World Cup. And Eloise Jones, the Crows AFLW side, are performing at the moment. Your calls as well. Every caller that gets to air is on the standby list for our grand final package. We'll give that away tomorrow. AFL authorised GF promotion, GF AFL 25/145. Jump on the Stillwell Hyundai live stream right now, because live in the studio with us, all thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, cooking appliances, washing machines, TVs, dishwashers, they've got the lot at 919 Marion Road. Marion is this man.
Crows big man Riley O'Brien.
You up the OG! Riley O'Brien!
On the 5AA Sports Show.
Well, the Adelaide Crows famously went out in straight sets. Port fans are stoked. Cheeky buggers. Adelaide fans are devastated. Joining us in the studio, as we said, Riley O'Brien. Have you got some answers? What happened?
Yeah, mate, not a disappointing end of the year. Obviously, we had high hopes going into September, and getting bundled out in straight sets wasn't the way we wanted it to go. So, still a bit of soul-searching at the moment. We've had our reviews at the club, which had looked more so at the year, and obviously looked at our finals as well, but really disappointing end of the year, and hard to put a finger on why, but it felt like we just sort of lost our mojo over the last probably month of games and weren't able to get free flow on the footy and play the way we have been all year.
So what did come out of the room, if you can share some of it? I mean, clearly it was a tale of two seasons. You're up till round 24, top of the ladder, doing a lot right. Still think probably in the back half of those last 3 or 4 games, not sure you're at your absolute best. Had the week off. You said that you probably needed it freshened up, and then you got pretty much punched in the face both times against 2 pretty good quality teams.
Yeah, mate, that was pretty much it. So up to around probably 21, we were playing really good footy. We won the last 3 games, probably didn't play very well in those games and sort of lost a bit of our spark with our ball movement, some of our contest stuff, and thought the week off would freshen us up and get us back going. But we weren't able to perform under pressure and in the bright lights, which was really disappointing. So that was probably the main thing, probably our decision-making and the ability to keep playing our way in terms of being brave with the ball, winning contests in critical moments under pressure. We weren't able to do that in both finals, and we're obviously out in straight sets for that reason.
Yeah, easier said than done, though. You play against the 2 best defensive teams. They're always going to try and take away your strength that you had for the majority of the year. But what did you learn personally? So we've heard about the collective. You'd probably, you're your hardest critic. You'd probably say you were probably below par in both of the finals, and I thought you had a really good year up until then, Rob. So what did you take out of the finals, you personally, about your game?
Yeah, definitely. I felt like I had a really strong year, and disappointing. Once again, probably the last month of the year was below par, and the 2 finals for sure. So, it's probably just a kick in the guts at the moment in terms of feeling pretty down in the dumps about performing individually and then as a team. So it's probably just a impetus to, I guess, get better and put a lot of work in over the off-season, pre-season to be able to perform on that big stage, because that's when you're tested and you fall to the level of all your training and all the stuff you've done before. And obviously it wasn't up to scratch at that point for me as an individual, and also for the team. So it's just a matter of getting back to that, mate, and yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a really positive year. Obviously, regular season, but we weren't able to do it when it counted. So didn't count for much in the end. So we'll be back to the drawing board and looking to improve as individuals, me included, this year and as a team.
You did say you had a great year, which you did. You were disappointed about your final series. You play a lot of game time. You carry the ruck duties. Did you feel like the club could have potentially managed your game load a little bit or not?
Oh, maybe, mate. But I'm one for continuity, to be honest. And maybe by the end of the year, you get a bit of fatigue and there's a way to manage game time and manage training loads as well. There's probably a way to do that and a sweet spot to find there. And, it's hard to put that down to the answer because you get the pre-finals bye now, which helps freshen up before finals. So you're not like you're carrying 10 games straight without a week off. So can't really use that as too much of an excuse. I think it was probably just, probably as a whole team, performance under pressure and being able to get it done when that intensity raises, being able to raise your level as well.
Well, and this is a tough time of the year, as you know, Rob. I mean, you're lucky. Well, not lucky. You earned the extension that you got, but, your little mate here, he's been through it. This time of the year is bloody tough, isn't it? With players that have been around the club for a long time. Brody Smith obviously spoke to the group today. How did you go with that?
Yeah, it's obviously a sad time of year, Campo. Footy clubs are always in flux. There's guys coming in, going out every year, and it's always sad to say goodbye to guys. Like Brody Smith's been there for 15 years and part of the furniture, and it'd be very weird to see him obviously retire and go. So alongside guys.
What's Laddie going to do now?
Well, I've offered to be his best mate, but he's turned me down so far because he finds me very annoying.
It's like one of those horses with a little pony in the mountain. The small one just trotting
the
alongside
companion that travels.
That was what I offered to him, but he hasn't taken me up yet. So I'm going to keep pestering him all off season, and hopefully we can be best buds. But we'll see what happens.
Well, and part of that, so the old menu, you went to the stir fry. You got to get rid of that. That didn't work the last 2 weeks.
Well, it's been on the menu the last 4 or 5 years, so
we'll get rid of it.
Yeah, maybe it has to re-scrap. I'll come to your place for some pasta.
Anytime.
Yeah,
more than welcome.
What did Rowie have pre-game? He had
puttanesca.
Yes.
He had pudding pre-game. That's what he had. He continues to eat it every single day.
We nearly had to dump him last week.
Yeah, he got his Italian words mixed up last week, so we won't go there again.
Now, we're so lucky to get you. You're a current AFL player and a bloody good one at that. The ruck battle is intriguing. Now, it's a game within a game. Our listeners love hearing around the insights of previewing different kind of opposition and battles. Talk us through what it's like when you identify an opposition ruck. What are some of the challenges with either bigger bodies or mobile rucks? How do you actually scout rucks, and what's the game within the game like?
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of different types of ruckmen out there. So we do a lot of footage during the week, and different ruckmen have different strengths. So you play a guy like Tom de Koning. He's not as bigger bodied, but he's probably more agile around the contest, and he has some other skills. Whereas
what do you do to combat that then?
Well, from me, for example, I'd try and take his space at all ruck contests. I wouldn't let him jump. I wouldn't let him get a run at it. Then I'd try and negate his impact around the follow-up because that's his strength. Whereas a guy like Tristan Cherry, he's very strong. So I'd be doing the opposite. I'd be dancing, using my feet, trying to stay off him till late and also jump at him as well. So it changes every week, and then you got different strengths around the ground too. Like guys like Darcy Cameron, he plays almost as a seventh defender. He plays that old school ruckman from stoppage, drops straight back into that back six, and plays as a patrolling sort of aerial player. So being able to keep him accountable doing that is probably the key there, and also you can get used on the way back if you're smart about it. You saw Lloyd Meek a few weeks ago play against him and get used through the ground. So, yeah, there's a lot of different ways that ruckmen play and a lot of different things that go into it.
Great insight.
Centre bounce, Rob, is a real issue, particularly, well, I thought it was a bit of an issue for majority of the year. I'm not sure you quite got that right at times throughout the year. Take us inside that first 3 centre bounce clearance. That must have, as a coach, I've sat in there and you're going, oh boy, we've planned for this and it didn't go to plan. What was the conversation after they got the third one out and they'd obviously kicked a couple of goals out of there?
Yeah, it's when we have a couple against Campo, we normally have a play we go to, which is essentially, a set structure where we try and make them hit backwards and force them back if they are going to win it. But yeah, obviously we got ambushed in there at the start of the game with a couple of free kicks and a couple of balls bobbling their way. So it feels, you feel a bit helpless sometimes when things start going wrong, but we just talk about coming back to our fundamentals in there, which are sort of owning the outside and just getting your bodywork done really well.
Heading away?
I am, going to South America with a couple of guys for a couple of weeks. So I'll be down at Copacabana having a swim at the beach and maybe going for a run there.
Well, you make sure you take some 30 plus on that lily white skinny.
I reckon I might, mate. I'll have my thong on down at Copacabana Beach. That's what you do over there, Eddie. You get the cheeks out.
No, thanks.
So I might have some bronze cheeks when I come back, so I'll be sure to show them off at pre-season.
So will you watch the finals? Will you watch any the prelims and the grand final before you go?
Yeah, it'd be certainly hard to watch, but I certainly will watch them all, So I won't be going along, but I'll be watching keenly with a bit of,
It stings more, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%,
I mean, it hurts when you don't play finals any year as a player and you sit there and go, geez, started our work in November, we get all the way through and now we're booking our holidays, and we're going away and everyone else is still enjoying the build-up. But then to get so far and to have the year that you had and then to, I guess, disappointing, but you there you go, what could have been or what might have been.
Yeah, 100%. You feel like you could beat all those teams on your day and we've beaten, I think, 3 of them and it's disappointing because we didn't do it when it counted and it'll certainly be hard watching this week, but certainly more motivation and fire in the belly to keep building something special at this club and some sustainable success going forward.
Lines are open. Have a look at this text, Riley. Crows reject Ned in to keep the Crow show going. Oh, forgot his row mate. That figures. Well, that's not very nice, is it?
That's not very nice. Gosh, keep it friendly, guys.
It's not even a name attached to that.
I mean,
well, you look like Rowie Jr. at the moment in the chair. A young Rowie.
No, my guts is in. Speaking of Rowie, he had something to say about one of your kicks on the weekend. Let's have a look.
Handballs to Riley O'Brien. He had an absolute windy. Oh, my God. Riley O'Brien had a windy.
Well, he didn't have a windy. He actually kicked the ground. It's like Rennie on the hitting his second shot in at Grange on the live golf cone that comes around. He needs a sand bucket.
Riley O'Brien
Here
had
it is.
a windy.
Here, watch the replay.
Oh, my God. The drop was awful. I think he had the sticky stuff on his fingers.
Sticky stuff on fingers?
He's got that right. Yeah, I did have the sticky stuff on the fingers. I resisted putting that on until half time and thought I'd put a big fresh dose on and got the first touch of the quarter and it stuck to my hand and missed the foot, which is always good. But disappointing because it was a pretty important part of the game and they went down to kick the goal. We were able to get one back, but disappointing, mate. So.
It is one of the worst feelings, and we've all been there, Rob. We've all made it blue. Oh. And when there's 50,000 people, or sometimes I was lucky enough to play at the MCG when there's 80,000, and you make a blue for whatever reason, all you want to do is the ground just to open up and just slide straight down and just close up again. But you can't. You've got to get on with the next play.
Yeah, definitely. So, it was disappointing, but, along with the whole result on the night was disappointing. So, but we move on, mate.
No, we move on. We well and truly move on. Crows fans are optimistic. They're disappointed, but they're looking forward to the next year and off-season and pre-season. What do you think of the changes that need to happen, both with personnel in the team and adjustments to game plan to take the next step?
Mate, to be honest, I think it's just executing our game plan under pressure in the clutch games. I think our game plan was pretty good when we were 18-5 and top of the ladder. So it's not like we need to reinvent the wheel and get 10 new guys in and do all this and that. We just need to, be primed when it counts and perform when it counts. So, we'll take a lot of learnings from the back end of the year and how it ended. And, but in saying that, you're certainly not entitled to anything, going into next year. You've got to start again, which is the hard thing. After having such a good year, you've got to start again. Everyone's on 0 points and you've got to work really hard to get back there because it's such a hard league. And you see teams every year go from top 8, top 4 to crash out. So you've got to start again, get better, and take the learnings and keep improving.
So you mentioned pressure a bit, and we heard Nixie say it as well, and I think that's the general conversation. Was it the perceived pressure of the final or was it the pressure of the game that the opposition put on you? Because I think they're two different things. And if you have a look at the numbers, Rob, and that's I love doing that, Hawthorn's pressure was lower than what their average is throughout the year. So their pressure wasn't as high as what you'd normally would. Now, Collingwood was. They were about 193, which is a bit higher. Hawthorn was about 170. So it's a little bit lower. So was it more about just the game itself and perhaps what was on the end of it? And you've been so good in 2025 around just eyes in, staying process, sticking to your task. Did you just have a little peek about, could we get there?
Yeah, mate, it's hard to say because the vibe pre-game and the feel during the week was really, really positive, and probably in-game, looking back at vision, we probably went a bit gun-shy with our ball movement. We kept going back the same way the whole night, and then we got a bit gun-shy in our contest work as well. So it was probably a combination of those two things, the actual pressure from the opposition, but also the perceived pressure of the moment. So we will need to look at that and keep putting ourselves under pressure when we train to be able to simulate that. And I think
how do you simulate that though? I mean, because I've been involved in those conversations. Well, we've got to how do we get finals type pressure? And it's very difficult. And this is the conversation too about guys that come back from injury, like Josh. You know, he missed a fair chunk of footy. Yeah, he ticks all the boxes from the high performance team about high speed and, you know, his endurance, and he ticks all those boxes. But you can never ever simulate the game that gets served up. So how do you reckon the coaches are going to go about? Yeah, you can show clips, you can maybe come up with some drills, but ultimately you've got to get back there again to test yourself.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the main thing. I think getting exposure to that, real exposure to that in 2 finals is invaluable going into, you know, future finals campaigns, hopefully. So, and then at training, yeah, you're right, you can't simulate it fully, but it's probably just raising the level of everyone. That starts with the coaches, the leaders, and being able to get a really competitive environment that simulates somewhat an AFL game and, simulates that pressure to some degree, even though you can't fully do that.
Would you be happy if the club gave up a first-round pick or a couple of first-round picks for Christian Petrarca?
I'm not sure how that looks at the moment. I've seen a bit of speculation, but I'd be pretty happy to give up a fair bit for that guy.
You wouldn't have to cook anymore. You just go to his place.
The
pre-game night.
Exactly. Might have the whole team around there. So that might be part of his package to get him over.
He could do.
Get him a commercial kitchen to cook up for the boys twice a week.
Well, he might need a pay increase. I've seen what you put down at the Bay Marie. So
yeah, well, exactly. Me and Nick Murray will be coming for whatever he has. So
run out of produce.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. It was a disappointing final series collectively for the group, but personally, you had a sensational year.
Last one for the year,
I believe so.
Okay, thanks,
thank you, mate. It's been awesome to have you in all season long.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I will see you hopefully next year for a big year for the Crowies.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's not official, by the way. I said hopefully.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. He's going down your path.
I've invited myself in, so
we'd love to have you, mate.
You're always welcome. Riley O'Brien.
Well done.
Thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre with cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more at 919 Marion Road, Marion. That's Riley O'Brien. Now, if you'd like to win yourself a twin pack of Rusden wine and go in the running for a Vintec wine cabinet valued at over $4,000, you can stay and play this, Riley. Let's get your calls in. You've got to guess this iconic grand final moment.
Through goes Fosdyke. He's got the run of it. Back pedals, kicks it to half forward.
Do you know what that is? 8223 0055. Riley's actually nodded his head. You know?
Do you know it?
No, he doesn't know.
I've guessed.
You've guessed, all right. You can't guess on air. Call in now, 8223 0055. Here's your traffic.
In the Parklands, a crash together with terrace near Wakefield Road with a few delays. Blakeview, residual delays clearing from an earlier crash, Main North Road near Yulee Road. Slow going at the moment at Flinders Park. Intersection works there. Holbrooks Road near Grange Road, speeds at 40. And a camera the Savo, Saints Road at Salisbury Plain. Adelaide, the Burr months are here. It's time to plan your holidays. Fly to Bali from just $229 plus 130 destinations in Asia. Book now at airasia.com. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
When the mornings start getting warmer and the sun rises a little bit earlier, the dream you let lie dormant over winter wakes. It's time to start with Olympic Industries Spring Sale. Huge savings on locally engineered verandas, carports, garages, tool sheds and more. Start building your dream now. And one day you'll look back at where it all started. In your own backyard. With Olympic Industries Spring Sale. On now.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply.
It's the best Beechwood home yet. now open this multi-level Beechwood masterpiece in Craigburn Farm, where design, innovation and luxury collide.
Yeah, it's inspired by the glamour of Palm Springs and California. It's fittingly named the Caliente.
Oh, very nice. Perched on the high side, the show-stopping home is an entertainer's dream, offering spectacular indoor and outdoor spaces. Host gatherings, unwind by the fireplace with breathtaking views, or soak up the sun next to the stunning pool.
Yeah, designed for all generations, Caliente features its own elevator and a climate-controlled wine room. The team at Beechwood Homes has pulled out all the stops with this one, and they can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 till 4:30. Life's good, and it's even better in a Beechwood home.
Don't miss the Cheapest Chips Chippy Rewards Super Sale. On now.
Cheapest Chips.
Members get $25 off when spending $75 on anything, excluding Black Dot clearance. Sign up and start saving. Offer ends this Sunday. Live cheaper at the Chippy Rewards Super Sale at Cheapest Chips.
Thank you, South Australia. The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery has sold out early again. You can be proud that you're having a life-changing impact right now on the health of all South Australians. On Thursday, 25th of September, someone will win the $4.6 million Walkerville Grand Prize. Didn't get your ticket? Become a member today and never miss out again. homelottery.com.au. Licence M14784.
Get summer ready with TJM. Whether you're hitting the beach or heading off-road, TJM has the latest in four-wheel drive and camping gear to keep your adventure ready. Check out our brand new 270-degree freestanding awning, rooftop tents, camp chairs, fridges and everything else you'll need for the ultimate outdoor setup. Drive with confidence all summer long with TJM's range of bull bars, vehicle protection and premium suspension options, including GVM upgrades. TJM Nailsworth, Ranella and now Mount Gambier.
Scott Camporeale and Ned McHenry.
The 5AA Sports Show.
28 after 5. Mark Winterbottom to join us at 5:30. We'll chat to Tahlia McGrath as well just before 6 o'clock, and we'll keep taking your calls, 8223 0000. But we want to give you a chance, all thanks to Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, to win this Vintech wine cabinet valued at over $4,000. All you have to do is guess this iconic grand final moment.
Through goes Fosdyke. He's got the run of it. Back pedals, kicks it to half forward.
What do you think, Campo? Have you got any guesses? Nick from Ranella, have you got any idea?
Yes, Peter Fosdyke. Fosdyke's a great Norwood name, and he kicked it to another great Norwood name in the 1984 Grand Final, Keith Thomas.
Well done, Nick. Well done. Fantastic, mate. You're in the running.
Excellent.
Outstanding. Here's the full piece of commentary.
Through goes Fosdyke. He's got the run of it. Back pedals, kicks it to half forward. Keith Thomas running against the tide. Oh! Courage! What a great mark. Michael Ace will get it next. Great football, Thomas.
Peter, that's one of the most courageous marks that I've ever seen.
Great piece of sample history. Well done, Nick.
3 pretty good Norwood names there.
Yeah.
Fosdyke, Thomas and H.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All thanks to Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, home of the Blackgut Shiraz, as we know. You can visit them at rusdenwines.com.au. We'll take a quick break. 5:30 headlines are coming up, and Mark Frosty Winterbottom next.
Fitzy, I haven't run this by 5AA management. I haven't spoken to Craig Munn about this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
He loves his cooking, Christian Petrarca. If he comes to Adelaide, we can give him a cooking show with David Penberthy.
That's not bad.
Hey?
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
What other cities can offer him his own radio program?
5AA Breakfast.
Christian, the offer's on the table. I'll sort it out with money afterwards.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brattig. A Port Lincoln man's faced court charged with murdering Susan Goodwin 23 years ago. He'll reappear next year. SA has the highest jobless rate in the nation at 4.9%. The national rate is 4.2%. A new study has found high doses of a vitamin B3 derivative led to a 14% reduction in new skin cancers appearing. And Crows veteran Brody Smith has called time on his playing career, but could still return to the club in a coaching role. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Charmin Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon, still seeing really big delays in the parklands from that earlier crash to Kettleville Terrace near Wakefield Road. Seaford Rise, a crash there too, Dalkeith Road near Commercial Road. Busy at Nova Gardens, Anzac Highway near Morford Road, and slow at the moment South Road, Edward Sound. Camera, Sturton Road, Edinburgh. Krispy Kreme is bringing the joy with the Houses of Harry Potter donut collection. Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Slytherin and Gryffindor. Limited time only at OTR and Krispy Kreme stores. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Clear tonight and showers increasing tomorrow, a top of 19. At the moment, 24. More news at 6 o'clock on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The SUV you haven't met yet. A Motor Jaku has arrived, and Morford Vale is the only place you'll find them. Premium looks, smart tech, designed for beach getaways, back road breaks, and school runs with flair. Plus an 8-year warranty and Australia's first future price promise. You won't just love the ride, you'll love the peace of mind. Only available at a Motor Jaku Morford Vale. Built for this wild life. Wildly cool. Main South Road. T's and C's apply.
Tired of sleeping on your old bed? Harvey Norman mattress floor stock clearance is on now. Discontinued and ex-display stock is priced to clear. Hot deals on big Australian-made brands, including Sealy Posturepedic, King Coil by AH Beard, and Sleepmaker. Plus bonus standard local delivery on selected in-store mattress purchases over $999. Upgrade to quality Australian-made with this huge offer. Floor stock mattresses priced to clear, plus bonus standard local delivery. Be quick, must end Sunday at Harvey Norman. Conditions and exclusions apply. Bonus delivery on in-store purchases only.
When it comes to buying and selling property, you need an agent who's not just in it for a quick sale. You need someone who can stand their ground to ensure you're maximising your home's potential. There's good reason Toop & Toop is defying market trends and continuing to deliver premium outcomes for its clients.
Yeah, and I can speak personally to that, Ned, because Bronte sold my place.
Oh, that would have been a big sale.
He did a wonderful job down
sold
there.
the suburb
Him
record.
and Jenna, outstanding. We all know the name Toop & Toop has 40 years of history, and Bronte and his team understand the market like no other. They know what it takes to maximise your results for your property in any selling conditions. So if you're thinking about putting your house on the market or you just want to know what it's worth, now's the perfect time. Toop & Toop, Adelaide's trusted real estate advisors.
Yeah, nice work. Visit toop.com.au or call 8274 8588 for more details. And don't forget, you can hear more from Bronte and the Toop & Toop team on Real Estate Radio with Leith Forrest every Wednesday at 2 p.m. right here on 5AA.
If the kitchen's your studio, Simpson's Pantry wraps and flatbreads are your canvas. Refresh, remix and wrap it up with Simpson's Pantry. You'll be absolutely wrapped. Simpson's Pantry. Absolutely wrapped. Looking for a fun day out for the whole family? Head to the Rivoli Food Festival from midday on Saturday, 20th September at Milner Place, Rivoli. Only 25 minutes from Adelaide CBD. Kids can join free cooking classes while you explore delicious food stalls, enjoy live entertainment and get some hot cooking tips from 2025 MasterChef winner Laura Sharrod. Entries free. Don't miss the Rivoli Food Festival where your taste buds come alive. Visit rivoli.com.au/food for more information.
Scott Camporeale and Ned McHenry.
The 5AA Sports Show.
It's 26 minutes to 6. Prelim final team selections will drop at 5:50, so we'll bring those to you. Reports are Jeremy Howe will play for Collingwood in the prelim final, which is a big recovery for him. Speaking of teams as well, Chelsea Randall's been ruled out for the Crows AFLW on the weekend. She's got delayed concussion, so she won't play, and we'll get the latest from Eloise Jones just after 6 o'clock.
Well, our next guest, Ned, he's 21 years in the supercars there. He's had a wonderful career, and he's released an autobiography called Frosty, which is his nickname. Welcome, Mark.
Good afternoon. How are we, guys?
Good, thanks, mate. Was it something that you always had in the pipeline, or did James Phelps, who wrote it with you, come to you with the suggestion?
I had nothing on the horizon, to be honest. But it's funny when you start talking about your story. You realise, because it's normal to you, you don't feel like it's special. But then you realise when you start talking to other people and the publishing at HarperCollins and but it's quite unique to start your career with a raffle ticket and go through sort of what I've been through. So, no, in a long answer, no, not really. But once we got going, it was quite addictive actually, and opened up and. Really proud of it. Really proud how it turned out.
Yeah, as you should. It's a great read. And it's one of those ones, I guess, you get to reflect back, over what you've done over your career. You've had a very successful career, whether it be in karting and then all the way through. But you're a young boy from Doonside, I think I pronounced that correct, near Blacktown, and you started in soccer, and then you tell us about that story about the raffle ticket. I love it.
Yeah, so for me, I played soccer and motorsport wasn't really, it was in the family, but wasn't really an option because, didn't have much money and realised how expensive motorsport is. But I won a $2 raffle ticket at our local shopping centre, which was a Pee-wee 50, the first prize. There was a few other prizes. I've got no idea what they were because they didn't interest me, to be honest. So Pee-wee 50, and that was the golden ticket to get me into motorsport. And from there, that was kind of the first taste of it, and I used that as the tool, to kickstart my career. So that was quite a few years ago now, 35 years ago, whatever it was. But without that, I would have kept playing soccer because we honestly could not afford it. So got me into motorsport, which was really cool.
Mark, the book was a cracking read, mate. I honestly mean that. I've got a quote here because you mentioned, obviously, the money involved with motorsport and the challenges with that. On page 188, motorsport is fueled by money. Some drivers shouldn't have been on the grid, but without them, the sport dies. Explain that.
It's very expensive. So I guess, other codes, say football, for example, there's talent scouts out there, they're drafting early, and it's kind of, there's money invested from teams, but it's kind of free. You pick up a young guy or girl and put them through the academies. But in motorsport, if a team wants to test you and to trial you, then it costs money because they have to run the cars, and the test day for a supercar costs about $50,000 per test day. So when you're trying to prove yourself, you can imagine one test day isn't enough to get you over the line. It could be a couple of $100,000 just to prove yourself to someone, or you run in the junior categories, which is $500,000 plus. So we rely heavily on, back then, manufacturer money, commercial money, sponsorship money and stuff like that. So there's only so much that goes around that sometimes, some kids' dads fund their career. And without them, we had 25 cars on the grid, and it's tough. It's a really tough category. So that's kind of what I meant by that. But the talent always still gets through, but just tough. Motorsport is very, very tough to get in.
Absolutely. Well, the book really does shine a light on your humble beginnings, mate, if you don't mind me saying. I mean, you talk about it, and clearly, your mother passing away would have been such a challenging time, your relationship with your dad. You really opened up in the book. I mean, was that a hard thing to do?
It is. It is, to be honest, but you've got to go all in. That's what I think with these books. If it's going to be just a sports, like book or memoir or whatever, I wasn't really interested because people know your back end of your career and the results and the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. But the person you are today was because of all the foundations when you were young. And, growing up was tough. It was pretty crappy at times, to be honest. But it turns you into the person you are. And it's nice when people can read those stories that are going through a tough time that can relate. And I actually had a girl pop into a signing session at one of the bookshops, and her mum's got cancer at the moment, and she could really relate to it. And it gave her some sort of comfort knowing that, how you deal with it and how I went through it. So,
geez, mate, that's great.
And it meant a lot to do. It was really hard. It was really hard to write down bad memories, but it's who I am. So got through it. It was like therapy. Write it down, and I feel good about it. I feel good
on you,
about
mate.
it.
No, well done, Mark. It's a great connection piece, and we've all, I guess, come across those sort of things as we go through. But you had such a strong career, Mark, from 2006 to 2015. I think you finished in the top three just about every time over that period, and then you won the championship. Could you have won more? And was there reasons why you just couldn't quite get any more in that field?
I got called the bridesmaid, which was quite...
That's not a great nickname.
To be honest. So, I always close. That was the thing. We're always really close. And normally it was one bloke who kept getting the job done in Win Cup, so that was even worse because the same bloke kept winning. But every defeat made you hungrier to get another one or to have another chance, you know. So 15 was huge to get that championship, and I don't know, it gives you credibility, you know. Like, I think we all see it now, even when you're watching all footy and everything. If you're minor premiers, it's awesome, you're up and about. I know Adelaide, but then you crash out and people just forget about how good your year was. And I think motorsport's like that too. You can have multiple race wins throughout a year, but unless you back it up with a championship or a Bathurst, they kind of were just good races. So, it was really important to win that one. I was sick of being the bridesmaid, and it was nice to get one over the line. But the worst moment's when you take that number one off your door and give it to someone else.
Yeah,
but,
that would sting.
Great moment to win it.
That would sting. But you also won Bathurst in 2013. If you had to pick one again, which one would you pick?
Oh, I'd pick the championship, but just been the best for the year. But I can't win that now that I'm retired, so I can win Bathurst still. So I'll try. I'll take that one because in a month's time we'll hit Mount Panorama. But championship's cool. To put that number one on your door is to be the best for 12 months. It's a lot of pride because you've got to be good in summer, good in winter, good north, good south, whatever. It's really, really tough to do. So I'd take that one any day.
Mark, are you buying your kids now raffle tickets everywhere to determine their future?
I'm buying them basketball and basketball shoes, so and some growth hormones or something to get them taller because they love their basketball. But I was really lucky, and you support your kids whatever they do. You know, if they want to play footy or basketball or karting or whatever it is. But they're doing everything but motorsport at the moment. So basketball's the dream, and a bit of footy as well. So they got their own little careers going, which they love.
Well, and you said you have retired from full-time racing at the end of 2024. What's on the horizon now?
We've actually bought a couple of bakeries, which is a completely different, different sort of scene. But they're going well. We've started them with a pastry chef friend in Melbourne here, and
what's the specialty?
We're doing that. Croissants, pies, sourdough. It's got a bit of everything. So. I eat, then I run. So it's perfect.
That's a change of pace, Mark. What instigated that?
Oh, mate, it's funny. When you stop, your mind's 100 mile an hour because it's really hard to switch off. And I think to retire from sport, you've got to have a purpose. And I've got my family and everything and, the book, and we've had a lot going on. But you need to have a business with guys who are super energetic, and we're partners with a very good pastry chef, and his energy's strong, he's happy, he's a go-getter, and I don't know, it's like the next part of your life. You needed to have something that was interesting and put your spin on, and he's a friend, he's a good guy, and we've got into business, so it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of hard work. I'd rather drive cars, but it's going well.
So you've still got Bathurst coming up though?
Got Bathurst. So Bathurst 4 weeks' time, and team up with Cam Waters in the Monster Energy car back at Tickford. So we've just come off a second at Tailem Bend at the first Enduro. So we're going okay. I think we're a good chance of doing well up there, and if it's our day, then I think we can get that car up the front. So it's coming up soon.
We had Todd Hazelwood on yesterday, and we spoke to him about the upcoming final series. What's your thoughts on that? You think that's a good way to go?
I think it's great. For anyone in Adelaide going to the Adelaide 500 and the grand finale, it's fantastic because normally, I think I saw a stat the other day, 6 out of the last 8 championships had been decided before the final round, where now we come to Adelaide and 4 people can genuinely win it on that day, and there's going to be elbows out. There's going to be, desperation to win. It's huge. It's massive for our sport. So really cool that Adelaide gets that grand finale. And if they thought it was good before, it's going to be epic to watch. Watching the grand finale.
Mark, your book is an absolute crack-up, Frosty. I'm sure our listeners are going to enjoy reading it. Good luck for the rest of your career, and trust me, as another ex-sports person, don't eat too many croissants. I've had 12 months and I've blown out quickly. I'm sure you won't, but we thank you for your time, mate. That was a great yarn.
I was going to bring you some, boys, when I come to Adelaide.
Beautiful.
Thanks, boys.
Mark Winterbottom. So his new memoir, Frosty, it's out in all good bookstores. Go get it. Have a read. It'd be a fantastic story to get into. It is 14 minutes to 6. Very shortly, we'll get the teams for the prelims, and we'll speak as well to Tahlia McGrath, who's with the Australian women's cricket team. Some news for Port fans. We've been waiting a long time for this in the AFLW, but making her debut, Lauren Young, on the back of her ACL and her knee problems and things. She's then had concussion last week, couldn't get out in the park, so she'll finally play. That is great news. That'll be live on 5AA this weekend. Here's your roads.
Still clearing up those early delays from a crash in the Parklands to Kettleville Terrace near Wakefield Road. Seaford Rise, another collision. Dalkeith Road near Commercial Road, and busy at the moment for works at Nova Gardens, Anzac Highway near Morford Road. Slow going at Flinders Park, Holbrooks Road near Grange Road, with a camera Tolmer at Elizabeth Park. MG is giving you $2,000 cash back on the MG3 and MG ZS plus a 10-year warranty. T's and C's apply. Visit your MG dealer today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
It's time for Explorer Caravan's spring stock clearance at 583 Grand Junction Road. Explorer Caravans is clearing all stock. Save big dollars on leading Aussie brands like Franklin, Viscount and Titanium with vans ready to go. Talk to our experts for all the info and tips. Then get a great deal on a new caravan ready to hit the road and chase the sun. Explorer Caravan Spring Stock Clearance, corner Grand Junction and Prospect Roads.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Kaiser leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas. They design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Kaiser. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger, more active and healthier life. Kaiser, building strength with precision in Norwood.
When it comes to making your outdoor area something really special and comfortable, plonking one of those chiminea? What are they? How do I say that? Chiminea? Things in your outdoor area, it will get cold and make a difference.
You're reading the script. You're selling us the product.
Come on,
I know.
Campo, tell us what we're getting.
Yeah, but well, will it make a big difference? No way, Jose.
Absolutely not. Whatever it is, just bloody forget about it because you don't even need it. You don't even need to know what it is. Big Difference Home Improvements is what you need, especially when it comes to outdoor blinds. Call Big Difference Home Improvements and see what a huge difference their outdoor blinds can make to your entertaining area. Rain, hail or shine. Do we know what it is? What is it?
I do now. It's a chimney and it's one of those things you chuck the log in.
Well recovered.
Get that out.
Yeah, sorry, that was my fault. You can muck around with the outdoor blinds. You need them supplied and installed by pros like a team at Big Difference Home Improvements. You'll love the end result and the outstanding service they provide. Big Difference Home Improvements also make a big difference when it comes to carports, pergolas, verandas, and the stunning timber decks. Don't just make a difference, make a big difference.
Absolutely. Visit Big Difference online for a free measure and quote, or pop into their brand new showroom at Circuit Drive, Hendon. Have a chat with the boys and look around. There's right near West Lakes Mall.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowe's.
So, visit Crowe's. And while you're there, join Crowe's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowe's.
It feels like a grand final this weekend. The 2025 Host Plus Sample League Grand Final is this Sunday at Adelaide Oval. Catch all the action when Sturt do battle with Glenelg from 2:30 to see who will be crowned premiers for 2025. Don't miss this festival of footy with activities covering every inch of Adelaide Oval, from kids zones to bespoke bars, plus a free after party in the McHenry room. Tickets from Ticketek, kids entry is free. The Host Plus Sample League Grand Final. Nothing beats it.
Hey, it's Jordan Dawson here, captain of the Adelaide Football Club. I know the importance of a home ground advantage. And when it comes to building, South Australia is the home ground for Sterling Homes. For 50 years, they've been building quality homes here. So whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, if you're looking to build, look no further than Sterling Homes and get the home ground advantage today.
Scott Camporeale and Ned McHenry.
The 5AA Sports Show.
It is 10 minutes to 6. Eloise Jones from the Crows AFLW coming up after 6 o'clock. Teams as well for Geelong Hawthorn. I'm looking at them right now. I understand there are no changes. So that is good for those sides. Collingwood has Jeremy Howe back into the side. Will Parker's been omitted. Brisbane, no changes either. So that is it. Very much slow and steady for those 4 clubs coming into this weekend.
That's not very exciting for radio, is it?
Just giving you the news, Ned.
I know. Well, it's just not really that exciting. I mean, what do we have to discuss? They're all going to go in unchanged. They're all settled. They're all in good form. I mean, boring.
Well, how's an interesting one, though? Hasn't played since round 16.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'll take it back then.
All thanks to Barnacle Bills. They're exciting.
Yeah, they are.
Serving South Australian serving quality seafood
scallops and
for much more. You love that stuff.
No, I take that back. All right, well done. Fair enough.
All right, you want to get on to our next guest?
Absolutely. Joining us, it's 1-1 in this ODI showdown before the real stuff happens. They were beaten convincingly. It was one of their worst losses. Joining us is Tahlia McGrath. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. What happened? I mean, you played so strongly in that first game, but you just couldn't quite contain some of the Indian batters. I mean, Samriti Mandana, she was fantastic, 117 from 91. Were the conditions a factor?
Yeah, we just weren't quite at our best last night. It was a pretty good knock from Mandana. And then their bowlers bowled really well and we just weren't quite able to adapt. So on the bus, heading to Delhi now and then all on the line in that series decider.
Yeah, well, I'm interested in the conditions, though, because all the commentary was saying it was tough bowling conditions. What's it like there at the moment in India? What's it like playing there?
It's pretty hot, that's for sure. Coming off a Adelaide winter, it's been a bit of a change, but the wickets over here, especially last night, they're just a bit slower than we're used to in Australia. So just trying to adapt and come up with some scoring shots when we're presented with slightly trickier wickets to score on. So we did the job in game 1 and did have any issues, but just stalled a little bit last night. So not to panic. We know we've got it in us. Just, finding that way to score some more runs.
Absolutely.
Well, Darcy Brown got 3 and Ash Gardner got 2, so they were able to, I guess, hit the scoreboard and get a couple out. But a few of the girls got starts with the bat but just couldn't quite go on with it.
Yeah, Darcy and Ash were really good with the ball for us. And like you said, a few starts but no big scores. And when you chase them 290, you need some big partnerships and some individuals to go on with it. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing, but we move on pretty fast. And then, on to the big one, on to the World Cup. So just trying to prep for that, get our game plan right and be playing some really good cricket come the World Cup.
So will it be a full tune-up on Saturday, all guns blazing, and would Phoebe Litchfield come back with that quad? She made 88 in that first one.
Fingers crossed. We'll train tomorrow, a light training session, so she'll have a bit of a test there, and then, it's all on the line, hoping to come away with the series win. So big game for us in Delhi and hopefully go out there and score some runs.
You mentioned the lead into the World Cup. We're excited, and you spoke about some of the tactical kind of changes or game plan stuff you're doing in the lead-in. Can you give us a bit of an insight into what that looks like? Will you try things now? What's the plan?
Yeah, we've got a big squad over here and a lot of depth within our squad. So it's about sort of making sure everyone's fresh and giving people a few opportunities in different roles leading into that World Cup and just getting used to the conditions because everywhere you play here in India is slightly different. So just adapting to the conditions, adapting to the heat and fine-tuning a few things, before the World Cup kicks off.
Well, you have been very successful, Tahlia. Is the pressure really high and the expectation high for you guys to take out the tournament?
Pressure's always high in a World Cup, and we've got that added sort of hunger that we want to be the first side to go back-to-back for quite a while. So they only come around every 4 years, and they're really hard to win the ODI World Cups, let alone away in India. So we're really excited. We feel like we're in a really good spot at the moment and can't wait for it to kick off.
Do you tap into the men's program at all in terms of, how that you go about things, how to handle the pressure? Obviously, they've been in those sort of scenarios before. Do you have any sort of direct people that you can call in the men's program?
We were lucky week before heading up here, we had content camp with all the boys there and we're picking their brains a little bit on, they had a World Cup over here not too long ago. So a little bit about the conditions, a little bit how they go about it. And just trying to lean on them a little bit. So we were pretty lucky in that regard and got a little bit of intel there.
Cricket's such a mental game, it seems. Now, clearly you're a professional, we're not, but you're required to be focused at the crease. Can you talk us through some of the mental things or strategies that you guys are coached to do or do to stay focused at the crease?
Yeah, you're right. It's a pretty big challenge, and especially over here in India, playing a 6-hour game in the heat can be pretty draining.
Yeah.
So it's about switching on and switching off at the right times. People have their own individual batting, bowling and fielding routines to keep them switched on, and also just using your teammates around you to sort of bounce ideas off and keep you focused as well.
Well, fantastic. We're right behind you. We can't wait to watch. We know you'll do well. We thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the trip over there in India, and please get some ice in your drinks. Stay cold. Turn the aircon on. Get your rest, please.
No worries. Thanks very much.
Fantastic. Tahlia McGrath, our guest.
Yeah, exciting times ahead of the Women's World Cup, which is always a super exciting time and a great thing to watch too. So get in front of your TVs and take it all in. Just in regards to the Women's AFLW as well, just before we get to the 6 o'clock news, the teams for them are out. As we said before, Lauren Young's going to make her debut for Port Adelaide. She's the one and only change for their game against the Cats on Saturday. Sowden comes out omitted, and 3 changes for the Crows coming up because they have 3 injuries. Caitlin Gould, we heard about broken wrist on the weekend. Chelsea Randall's had that delayed concussion, so she's been ruled out. And Grace Kelly has had a minor calf complaint. So 3 reasonably experienced players for the Crows will come out into the squad, which is a squad for Sunday. Tarleton, Ewings, Smith, Cronin, Lutzy and Martin. They are all thanks to Barnacle Bill, who have been serving South Australians quality seafood. Much, much more for over 50 years. We'll take a break. 6 o'clock news coming up, and then Crows AFLW star Eloise Jones.
It feels like finals. Host Plus Sample League finals are taking over Adelaide Oval Sunday, September 21st with the Festival of Footy on Grand Final Day. There'll be activities covering every inch of Adelaide Oval, from kids zones to bespoke bars and so much more. Then, after the final siren, celebrate the 2025 season at Play On, a free after party in the McHenry room. For tickets and match-up info, visit sample.com.au/finals. The Host Plus Sample League Finals Series. Nothing beats it.
Healthy soil is the key to a thriving garden. Good soil needs a mix of organic matter, nutrients and biology, all of which you will find in Chock-a-Block, a new super compost from Nutrog. Chock-a-Block is a unique blend of nutrition, microbes and humates with absolutely no green waste, meaning it's consistent all year round. Chock-a-Block, easy to remember as it's literally chock-a-block full of goodness. Look out for the green and gold bale in your local hardware or garden centre.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Enjoy classic cars, live music, dancing and entertainment this coming Saturday and Sunday at the Victor Harbour Rock and Roll Festival. Visit rockandrollfestival.com.au.
Ned, if you think about buying a new car, the time to do it is right now during the Agostino Mitsubishi Demo Clearance Sale.
Agostino is way overstocked, so all demos must go. They've got to go, Campo. There's no time like the present to go out and get that car you've been dreaming of. For a lot less, you could be driving away in a feature-packed Mitsubishi Demo.
Yeah, there's no shortage of great options available, and the thing that everyone's been loving, every demo vehicle comes with its own 10-year warranty and 10 years cap servicing. That's unbelievable.
10 years cap price.
Unbelievable.
My goodness, that's fantastic. Agostino Mitsubishi Demo Clearance Sale is on now, but only while stocks last. So get in quick. Head to Agostino Mitsubishi Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes today.
Happy birthday to you. 1, 2, 3.
There's a good reason so many people celebrate their birthday at the Dutch Pantry Cafe. A whole menu of authentic Dutch food for brekkie, brunch or lunch. Think of classics like croquettes, mini Dutch pancakes and Dutch pea soup, along with chip cones and Biscoff milkshakes. However old you're turning, celebrate at the Dutch Pantry Cafe. OG Road, Clemzig, open 7 days. Look for the big windmill.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Clear tonight and showers increasing tomorrow, a high of 19. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Kendall Brettig.
As finals footy gets tougher, nothing's built tougher than TJM 4x4, Nailsworth, Ranella and now Mount Gambier.
A Port Lincoln man's face court accused of murdering local woman Susan Goodwin more than 2 decades ago. 64-year-old Johnny Mislov represented himself and hurled expletives at the magistrate as he sought bail. That was refused and he'll reappear in court next year. Mislov used to live at the house in Premier Court where a full skeleton believed to be Ms Goodwin was unearthed. The discovery came during a fresh excavation by major crime detectives. Detective Inspector Andrew McRae says the breakthrough should give some comfort to Ms Goodwin's family.
This result is clear evidence that Major Crime Investigation Branch does not give up on any cold case homicides. No matter how long ago the crime was committed, all investigations remain active and we are committed to finding a resolution for them.
Charges have now been laid over a fatal crash at Oakbank on Monday. A 55-year-old woman hit a pedestrian on Onkaparinga Valley Road. The 76-year-old man later died in hospital. She's been arrested and charged with causing death by dangerous driving and lost her licence indefinitely. She'll appear in court in November. While a mother of 5 has pleaded not guilty over a fatal hit-run crash in Adelaide's north earlier this year, she allegedly struck a woman sitting on the road in Elizabeth East. The 55-year-old woman has entered not guilty pleas and been remanded on continuing bail to face the district court in December. State Opposition Leader Vincent Tarsi is questioning the announcement 2 senior Labor ministers have quit Cabinet on the same day. Treasurer Stephen Mulligan and Environment Minister Susan Close will leave politics at the March election. Mr Tarsi says the timing's suspicious.
Well, look, it shows that the Premier is more occupied with PR than people, because he's actually announced this news today when he knows that the ABS statistics show that South Australia's got the worst unemployment rate in the nation. Why didn't he announce this 3 weeks ago?
The Greens say the federal government's emissions reduction target is outrageously inadequate. The Climate Change Authority's recommended emissions are cut between 62 and 70% by the next decade. The government's accepted the proposal and earmarked billions of dollars to help achieve the target. Greens leader Larissa Waters claims the target is far from ambitious.
It's no surprise that many of the environment groups and many of the scientists have described this as a weak target, that it's a dangerous target, and that it's a betrayal of the community. It is a betrayal of the community. Once again, coal and gas companies are getting their profits put ahead of community safety and the planet.
Nurses and midwives from our public hospitals will walk off the job next month after the state government failed to meet their pay demands. It comes after the union rejected an offer of 13% over 4 years. Hundreds of employees will rally on the steps of state parliament on October 23rd. Brittany Higgins has filed appeals against court decisions ordering her to pay damages and legal costs to her former boss, Linda Reynolds. The appeals challenge decisions to award Ms Reynolds $315,000 plus interest and order Ms Higgins to cover 80% of her legal costs. Ms Higgins was found to have falsely alleged Ms Reynolds harassed her and mishandled her sexual assault complaint. Ms Reynolds can contest the appeals. And US President Donald Trump has spent the first day of his second state visit to the UK with the royal family. Europe correspondent Jessica Millwood reports.
He and the First Lady laid a wreath at the tomb of the late Queen Elizabeth II. Then it was on to the state banquet, gowns and tiaras and a 47-metre-long table that took a week to build. Both the King and the President giving speeches recognising the strong bonds between their respective countries.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Crows veteran Brody Smith has announced he'll hang up the boots after 15 years at West Lakes and 273 games. But there's still no word on teammate Tex Walker. Smith says whatever happens, it'll be the right decision for all parties.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's up to him. I know he's juggling it, but whatever he decides to do, I'm sure he'll put himself and the footy club in the best position.
Collingwood coach Craig McRae has confirmed Bobby Hill won't play in Saturday's prelim final after sitting out dealing with personal issues, but he hasn't ruled out a return for Bobby if the Pies make it through to the grand final. While Geelong coach Chris Scott concedes he let his frustrations get the better of him in an exchange with an AFL staffer which left her in tears, saying a build-up of frustration at the league contributed to the incident after their qualifying final win. Meantime, Scott says he would have preferred Bailey Smith had called instead of texted a photographer to apologise after he verbally abused her, but he can't guarantee an outburst won't happen again.
Am I positive? No. Am I very optimistic? Absolutely. I take a level of responsibility for the way our players behave. It's a big risk to say that. But I think if we're aiming for perfection with all our people, that's a pretty high bar to jump over.
And Gout and Tori Lewis have both progressed to tonight's 200 metres semi-finals at the World Athletics Championships. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
Evening there at Seaford Rise. A small bingle to look out for Dalkeith Road near Commercial Road, but not causing too many delays, so that's good. Bit of activity at Nova Gardens is slow for works. Anzac Highway to Morford Road. We're busy as per normal. South Road at Edwardstown due to works, and got a camera Tolmer Road at Elizabeth Park. Now at Faster Pasta, there's a new range of deliciously decadent desserts and hot drinks. Smooth, rich, and just so yummy. And only at Faster Pasta. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Clear tonight and showers increasing tomorrow, a high of 19. Showers on Saturday, 16, and continuing on Sunday, 18. At the moment, 23. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, shock resignations from the Premier's top 2 lieutenants. A murder accused pleads for bail in a Port Lincoln court, arrested after a 23-year-long investigation. And Crows veteran Brody Smith calls it quits after 15 seasons. Don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 now as soon as you're home.
5AA puts the spotlight on great NDIS companies like ADL Support Services. I've got Lisa River, founder and director, with me. Hello, Lisa.
Hi, Leith.
Lisa, you've had a long career in nursing. What made you take the leap and start ADL Support Services?
After watching a close family member go through a long rehabilitation journey, I saw there was a real gap in awareness and support. So 8 years ago, I took it on myself to find a solution, starting the business around the dining room table with my 6-month-old baby by my side.
Well done. Can you give us an example of how you're changing lives?
The one that comes to mind is Gary. His world changed overnight after suffering a stroke. He lost his mobility, and living alone, he became really isolated. We were able to put some simple supports in place, like personal care and access to a wheelchair. That gave him back his dignity and independence.
Thank you, Lisa. Lisa River, founder and director of ADL Support Services. Keep listening for more great NDIS companies like ADL Support Services, changing lives across SA on Adelaide's 5AA.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Scott Camporeale and Ned McHenry.
The 5AA Sports Show.
It's 9 minutes here after 6 on this Thursday night. Still got time for your calls. Remember, if you call in and you get to air, you're on the standby list to get to the 2025 AFL Grand Final.
It's going to be a good one too, I reckon.
You can't really go wrong with this year's 4 teams left. You're going to get a cracking game. So call up 8223 0000.
Speaking of grand finals, there's a team that know those very well. The Crows AFLW. They're 3-2 and they're fresh off a 21-point win against Hawthorn. A big part of that's been the return of Eloise Jones. She joins us now. G'day, Eloise.
Hey guys, how are you?
Very, very well. Thank you for joining us. How was the game against the Hawks? Sum it up for us. You happy?
Yeah, no, it was good. We obviously knew they were going to be a tough side. They come in pretty strong, but to go over and get the win is always pleasing. So it was a good weekend.
Well done. It seems like you're in good form. That first round against St Kilda, it felt like you kind of got a bit of a shock. They looked good and you guys were on the back foot. But since then, it looks like the Crows of old.
Yeah, it's always challenging in AFLW. less rounds and things like that. So every game definitely matters. So, yeah, we probably got a bit of a whack in round one and, had to turn our attention up and roll up for the next couple of weeks, which I think we've done really well. So it's been really pleasing to see.
Well, Eloise, good to have you back. You had that Achilles injury for most part of 2024. You're back firing up forward. How's it looking with Caitlin Gould out with a broken wrist and also Chelsea Randall? What's that forward line going to look like this week?
Yeah, a very different look. Obviously, we've lost two pretty big aerial targets, two big, strong girls. It'll be a little bit different, but we're really excited with the depth we've got within our programs. We've got great girls that can come in and give us a bit of a hand as well up there. So, no, I think it'll be a good opportunity. Obviously, you don't want to go out through injury, but that does provide others with a chance as well, which is really exciting.
Well, and does, I guess, a new recruit, Indy Rashid, does she come a bit more of a focal point up there?
Yeah, she's been a jet for us. She's been amazing. I think her talent, her skills and her footy IQ has been a massive, plus for us this season. So she'll only continue to get better, which is really exciting.
We're just looking at the teams too, Eloise. Is Grace Kelly another out?
Yeah, well, had a little bit of a soreness through her lower limbs and things like that. So it's tough when you get to this part of the year. You've been going for a little while. You go through pre-season, get through the games. Definitely a challenging part. Like I said, we've got some great depth within our program, which we're really excited to see how those girls can step up.
Well, Campo mentioned Indy Rashid. I mean, she's a star. I watched your press conference recently. You mentioned you and her, you kick goals from the boundary after training. And then 2 weeks ago, you just go and snag goal of the year at Norwood. You're not bad, are you?
Very lucky, but yeah, we always have a little bit of a competition on the boundary of who can kick more goals, and we're very competitive. It turned out in my favour, which was nice. So I'll probably go practice some more with her.
Well done. Your return from injury has been sensational. You're having career best season in disposals, marks, goals. You're in great form. The only thing you're down on is tackles. Is that just because Ebony Marinoff's the only one who does it?
Well, you go tackle someone and Noffy tackles you. So, but no, it's good. No, I'm very lucky, happy with my season. It's good to be back, and yeah, everyone's firing really well. So it's exciting to see.
Now, Eloise, you had a little bit of extra help this year. You've had Olympic rower Lucy Steffen come down and share some insights of her journey around sort of resilience and elite performance.
Yeah, no, she's been really great for us. Just come and speak to someone who's got that Olympic, stature has been really cool, and that's really exciting to be able to represent your country, and that's one thing we obviously don't get the opportunity to do within AFL and AFLW. So to have someone with that experience and know what it's like to compete against, top-level athletes from across the world, it's really eye-opening. It's been really cool. So she's been great for us, and also developing our younger players as well.
Well, you're taking on the Gold Coast Suns up at People's First Stadium on Sunday at 4:35, so we'll be watching that game. You're 3-2 at the moment. Is this one that you just need to get up there, get it done to get, really positive on the ledger?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, AFLW, it's a lot shorter, and every game definitely has a higher reward and risk to it. So, you have to go in and play your best footy every week. Obviously we'd love to get up, and we know Gold Coast, they're a strong side. They've got some great talent. They're hard ball gets. They're hard at the footy. Every game's a challenge. So for us, it will be to go up and execute our game plan and hopefully come away with a win.
Your head coach, Doc Clark's done a great job. I mean, clearly the club's had a lot of success and a lot of sustained success. How is he continuing to motivate you guys? Is he doing anything different?
He's just a great person. I think, he brings this really cool mix of just being calm and collected while also, needing to fire up when he does. But, yeah, I think he has a really great ability to be calm and composed in high-pressure moments, and I think that's able to reset you as an athlete as well, when you're looking towards your head coach, and he's able to stay calm and positive in those moments. I think as an athlete that just puts more confidence in you. So, yeah, he's done a fantastic job over the last couple of years, and I've really enjoyed being under him, and hopefully we can continue to play well throughout the season.
Well, hopefully you can send him out on a good note because he's finishing up at the end of the year.
Yeah, obviously we'd love to send him away with another shiny cup, but we'll try our very best and see how we go.
You're a good coach when you can just go, at the end of this year I'm going to be done, but I'll see that out. I mean, how many head coaches have that kind of situation on their terms? He's that good.
Yeah, like you said, it's a very cutthroat industry, and there's not many players or coaches that get to, have the end of the way of what they want. So for him, it's really fitting, and he's been a great servant to Adelaide Football Club, and he'll always be a great part of our football club.
Well, you lost that close one to your arch rivals in Brisbane. Are North Melbourne the team to beat?
Yeah, obviously North Melbourne are again a incredibly competitive team, and we saw last year their skill and their speed, and they were dominant, and again they've obviously followed up this year here. So yeah, always a good meeting. Same with Brizzy and North, good competitive meetings up there. So no, it'd be good to get out and have a run around against them.
Eloise, congratulations. Well done on your return. You're in great form, as is the team. We look forward to this week. Go up there and give Gold Coast a big smack on the chin.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Eloise Jones from the Adelaide Crows. You mentioned North Melbourne. They had about a percentage of 500 about 2 weeks ago.
It's now down to 396 or something, isn't it?
378.
There you go.
Yeah, gee.
Wow.
It's not that much, is it? 8223 0000 is the number if you want to be a part of the program. Get on the standby list for grand final package. Phil's at Edinburgh.
How you going, boys?
G'day, Phil.
Couple of things. Instead of chasing Petrarca, how about the best 24, 26-year-old in the country? And I'll go Rainer from Brisbane. If you pull that fish off, wow. You know, why not? Why not go big?
No, I like it, Phil. Wow.
And the other one is go to Bays on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well done.
It's going to be a cracking game. Two pretty good teams, experienced finals. Got the McHenry medalist for Sturt as well. But
I like his call around Rainer, but Bailey's probably the one, isn't he? Because he's out of contract and he's got more of a link to South Australia.
Well, Rainer just signed a big one, didn't he? I reckon he just signed one maybe at the start of the year. But I think that the Zach Bailey one's probably more likely on the basis that he has lived in Adelaide, so he actually knows what to expect.
Well, let's hear from Zach Bailey. He did speak earlier today.
I absolutely love it here. For me, I haven't really given it too much thought. I think the next 2 weeks is pretty important for this club as a whole, and we've got a really big opportunity. So that's where all my focus has been. We've got another year and a half here at the club, so I think there's plenty of time to sort that stuff out. But at the moment, yeah, all my focus is in the next 2 weeks.
We want Zach Bailey. Simple as that. John from Port Augusta, do you want Zach Bailey?
I'm not a Crows man, mate.
Yeah, well, you can still want him. He's a gun and he'll help us.
True, yeah, boy. Hey, I'm on the Crows side, but no, only being serious.
What about him for Butters then?
No, not Butters.
Oh,
no.
you hesitated, John.
No, not Butters.
I hope Zach's not listening.
Nah. Hey, my favourite. I'm an Aussie rules man, a cricket man, as you blokes well know, probably. But I do enjoy the world game. I was watching when Fox still had the rights. I've banged on about this many times over the years. But when Fox had the rights to the EPL, I thought I didn't really about the time that Leicester City won the EPL. About that our summer there, winter 2016. I was watching the soccer and. I didn't really get into it and all that. Typical Aussie, all the rest of it. But then I watched Crystal Palace playing that song they have, like feeling glad all over and all the rest. And I got into it, and I enjoy the game. And I'm probably going to get Stan Sport and be in sport so I can watch the world game. But I like any sport. But I also enjoy athletics. I mean, what's that at the moment?
Yes. John, this is all good. We love hearing what sports you enjoy, but what's your point?
No, my go-to sport is cricket and AFL, but the sport that I'm new to is soccer.
He's on the theme of the day, you blokes.
Very good.
Is he? I'll bring him back. John, put him back.
Disrespectful.
John, come back. I'm sorry. You were doing the theme of the day there. Yeah. I criticise you for that.
Who would have thought that someone would ring up and actually give some feedback around theme? And you've just clipped him.
John,
I'll stick up for you, John.
John, I did not clip you. I love you. But yeah,
I'm not allowed to do. You're a Crows man, so you're probably a bit slow.
No. Get him off. Get him off now.
You were called Rowie Jr. early from Rob.
Piss off, John. Piss off.
Speaking of the Premier League at the moment, Ange Postecoglou, new with Nottingham Forest, had him 2-0 up the other night. 2-0 over Swansea. And they choked. Lost 3-2 in the second half. Have a listen to Angry Ange.
When you've got the opposition where we had them, we just got to finish the game off, and we had plenty of opportunities to do that. Obviously, a couple of decisions didn't go our way as well, and I just felt that the players just thought it would naturally finish that way, and we've paid a heavy price for that, and we need to improve.
Wow. As they got to say, you got to play 4 quarters. Play two halves.
Oh, yeah. Geez, 2-0 up. That's 3 in. He'd be filthy with that.
2-0 at half time too.
But if he's going the Ange ball, there's not a lot of defence, is there?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So is it on the coach?
You would know. You would know. You're a coach. Do you take responsibility for that? Do you put your hand up or not?
Absolutely.
Yep.
We'll never blame the players. You know that. We never blame the players. You always reflect on your messaging, your strategy, your thing, how you set the game up, and you just bring maximum effort, Ned. That was always, wasn't it?
Yes,
Can't coach effort.
No, you can't coach. And you shouldn't need to coach effort is always
100%.
your point.
Yes.
And a justified point.
And just staying on that, Tottenham, sliding doors. 3rd on the ladder at the moment, 3-1.
Oh, no.
8 goals scored, 1 against.
Oh, no.
Gee, they're going all right. Maybe it was a smart move. 20 after 6.
The NDIS does more than support individuals with disabilities. It paves the way for extraordinary people to thrive. FIVEAA puts the spotlight on great NDIS companies like Anglicare SA. When it comes to children's development, Anglicare SA works on the things that matter most, helping children grow their social skills, build confidence and manage their emotions, all in a caring long day care setting. Anglicare SA, where every child's journey matters. Keep listening for more great NDIS companies changing lives across SA on Adelaide's 5AA.
Things are heating up at Adelaide's largest selection of fireplaces, the Home of Fire. Get massive savings on wood, gas and electric heating and check out their outdoor kitchens.
The Home of Fire for all your flaming needs.
The Home of Fire, 126 McGill Road, Norwood.
The NDIS support workers at Inspire Care SA don't have jobs. They have purpose. There's a big difference. A job might get you from A to B. Purpose is about why you're going. To the footy, the doctor, the beach, to visit mum, to grab a coffee. Wherever life takes you, we'll help you get there with transport and support. For people who care where you're going and want to be there too, get in touch with Inspire Care SA. Care with purpose.
For 50 years, Sterling Home has set the standard. That's a long time in business, Ned, particularly in the building industry. Now, to celebrate their 50th anniversary, they're inviting you to share your dream with them.
Fantastic. With Sterling Homes, you get $15,000 worth of luxury upgrades your way at no extra cost. No extra cost, Campo. Choose what matters to you. It could be a reverse cycle air conditioning. That'd be nice. Stone bench tops. Ooh, solar panels and more. Plus 2.7 metre high ceilings are included.
Yeah, Sterling Home builds on blocks of all shapes and sizes. Doesn't matter if it's as big as Adelaide Oval or it's just the Gold Square. Just because at Sterling Homes, you're at home.
Fantastic. Visit your display homes, or their display homes rather, across Adelaide. For locations, go to sterlinghomes.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Launch into study at Adelaide University. Learn from world-class academics in state-of-the-art facilities and graduate ready for the career you want. Search Adelaide University and prepare to launch.
It's spring. Time to freshen up more than just your house. At Wayville Hyundai, spring in for a spring service and get 10% off when you book online. Enjoy faster bookings, a full service, free wash and vacuum, plus the benefit of flexible payments with Afterpay available. It's the easiest spring clean and service you'll ever do. Book your service at wayvillehyundai.com.au/service to receive 10% off. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Plan your next getaway with the experts at Spark Travel, where every journey begins with a friendly conversation. King William Street in the city or sparktravel.com.au.
SA Seafood isn't just safe, it's the best. Best when it's bought fresh from your local supermarket or fishmonger. Best shared with friends over a long lunch. And when you're at the beach, best from the fish and chip shop, with a little bit of chicken salt. Buying SA Seafood is the best thing you can do for our fishing industry. It helps our state thrive, and nothing tastes better. So buy the best. Buy SA Seafood.
A message from the Government of South Australia.
Scott Camporeale and Ned McHenry.
The 5AA Sports Show.
At 24 minutes after 6, Riley O'Brien in studio with us very shortly. And you can watch the show as well on the Stillwell Hyundai live stream. Stillwell Hyundai. You can find them at Ingle Farm. Take a test drive today. Find your perfect Hyundai car if you're in the market. And they're at Bridge Road, Ingle Farm.
Let's head out to Tea Tree Gully. We've got Graham.
Good evening, Campo and Ned. How are you both?
Good, Graham. Thanks for calling in. What do you got?
Right. I'd like to speak about Taylor Walker. I believe he's had a very good year. I think it'd be good if he could play on for one more year.
I think a lot of people share your view, Graham. Is that on his form or is that on his off-the-field leadership stuff?
I think he shows very good leadership. He seems to help out the young players well, and I thought he was still having a pretty good year out on the field.
Yeah, good call, good call. He'll enjoy hearing that. Maybe Graham could be his manager.
39 goals this year to Taylor Walker.
It's once again, I think it's a little bit more to do around and perhaps what are they going to do ahead of the ball next year? Does he fit in that forward line? They've had a really good look at it. There's a big body of evidence, isn't there, around what the three forwards look like? And does he bring something that they look for, in that moving forward? So I keep thinking about it, and I'd still love Riley Thilthorpe to play a little bit more ruck.
Yeah. But the commentary around the three talls not working is unfair and unjustified. It worked the whole year. They were minor premiers. They had 2 bad finals where a compounding factor of multiple issues were to blame.
Well, there's a lot to go through in the wash-up. Riley O'Brien's going to help us next with it in studio.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home. But sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you